sports to gaming stream. Catch the hype, it's like a dream. Devin's here, the tribal chief. In the zone, bringing relief. On the Twitchy, stay alive. YouTubicals on the vibe. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Champion town, hear the cheer. Bloodline's power, loud and clear. Gaming thrills, sporting chills. All you need, no cheap frills. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Devin's here, the tribal chief. In the zone, bringing relief. On the Twitchy, stay alive. YouTubicals on the vibe. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Get your ones up, don't just stop. Bloodline rolling non-stop. From live sports to gaming stream. Catch the hype, it's like a dream. Devin's here, the tribal chief. In the zone, bringing relief. On the Twitchy, stay alive. YouTubicals on the vibe. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Champion town, hear the cheer. Bloodline's power, loud and clear. Gaming thrills, sporting chills. All you need, no cheap frills. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Devin's here, the tribal chief. In the zone, bringing relief. On the Twitchy, stay alive. YouTubicals on the vibe. Smackdown's coming, Devin's town. Grab your snacks, don't mess around. Bloodline's here, it's all around. Best to sit and feel the sound. Catch the stream, go on, click play. Tribal chief, don't fade away. Hype and fun, all here to stay. Let the vibes just lead the way. Catch the
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Tribal Chief is here. Tribal Chief! Yeah! Yeah! Back-to-back clutch! That's what I'm talking about! Yeah! AJ Styles, AJ Lee. Solo! On AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Solo! This is for you, the Chicago Bears center.
I'll tell you this. Put the fries in the bag, bro. You washed.
I'm out here naked with a 35-degree angle. That's not
Walk on that. Wacky! About that time, y'all. Yeah. It's about that time, y'all. Welcome, settle in, and welcome to Wrestlemania predictions with the Bloodline. If you can see, I'm not alone, too. I'm not alone. I'm here. I'm here with some guests. And make sure, as everybody starts to chime in, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You go over there in the YouTubicals. If you're over there in the kick it, flip it, the itch it, twitch it, the Facebook it, or the X universe, go ahead and hit that follow button for me. But if you're greedy, if you say, hey, Dad, that's just too many platforms to do. I can't do all of that. I got you at the bottom of the ticker right there, our home dimension, the Bloodline ENT.com for yo pleasure. Hold on real quick. Mr. Bobrix, where's my music, bro? You supposed to have my music, Mr. Bobrix. Hey, you messing up already at the beginning of the stream. Turn my music up, Mr. Bobrix. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's better. Thank you, Mr. Bobrix. Mr. Bobrix, we're going to have a sidebar in a minute, bro. You can't be starting off the stream like that when we got guests right here. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest. Y'all see my brother from another mother, host of the Hard Camera Podcast, founder of the Hard Camera Podcast. Get your ones up for Juve, aka the Grand Sire.
My dude, happy to be here, man. As always, happy to be here. How are you, sir?
I am in great spirits.
Yeah.
Feeling good, feeling great, feeling good.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm feeling great, dog. Great energy in the room. It's WrestleMania weekend. I mean, listen, man, can't complain about much. Yeah, I mean, you smell that? You taste that? Tastes good.
Yeah.
Smell good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And we got a first timer right here. First timer making his grand debut here at the Bloodline Entertainment Network at Devin, the Tribal Chief. He's the founder of the Humble Road Podcast, king of the battle rap scene. I must bow. Get your ones up for Dallas Cash. That's all I'm talking about. How you feeling, sir?
Greatness personified, and here to sit with the Tribal Chief at the head of the table. Ready, willing, but never Chad Gable.
Ooh.
Devin, the Tribal Chief, and sitting at the side, the Grand Sire, Mr. Acting Classes, Hollywood, and never, ever taking a day off, 24/7 himself, Juve, the Grand Sire. Big salute to you, Dev. Thank you for having me on the show. Culture Clash Network, Townhouse Media, DWE, Bloodline Entertainment. And this, I'm taking it in vain. It's my drug.
You know, and Mr. Bobrix, load up the clip because we need to acknowledge our first time at Dallas Cash. It's only one way how we got to acknowledge. So, Mr. Bobrix, if you so well, play the clip for our guest, Dallas Cash.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
There we go. The proper acknowledgement.
It needs to be done. It will be done.
Mr. Bob Ricks, would you be so kind? Now you can turn the music off, all right? Messing up on the beginning of the show. I don't appreciate it, Mr. Bob Ricks. I'm gonna solo you. Matter of fact, we're gonna take care of that in a minute, but we are here kicking off WrestleMania 41. Happy WrestleMania week. Happy Easter too. You know, Resurrection Day, if you believe in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Got my cross right here. I'm ready.
Let me get my cross out too.
There you go. Oh yeah. So I'm talking about.
Let me get my black Vera Wayne cross out.
So basically, I'm missing a lot of jewelry here, right? I'm missing the cross. I'm missing the wedding ring. I'm just.
Hey, this is what we do.
Yeah.
I'm an unfinished product.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I like
That's
that.
What it
you know,
is.
you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there.
It's an infinite game.
Right. It's a process. It is a process.
Sure. You're never at 100%.
Hey, but listen, progress is a process.
Facts.
It's good to be here, though.
Big facts. Yes, it is.
No matter how small or big, growth is growth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's see who we got in the building. Do some proper acknowledgments before we get this shindig started. See who we got first in the building. Oh, okay. I see you all the way in the itchy, twitchy dimension. Get your was up for this Twitch content creator all the way from the Lurk fam community. Get your ones up for Gracker 221. What's going on, Gracker? Appreciate you coming through for the live stream for WrestleMania predictions. Hope you in great spirits. Hope you having a great evening. And I see my bloodline brother. He's putting in first. He wasn't first, sir. You first in the YouTubicals, but you wasn't first overall. But I'm gonna show you love, everybody in the YouTubicals. Get your ones up from all the way from the kick it, flip it, home dimension. Get your ones up for Burgers, aka Green Room, aka Lottie, Thotty, aka the Youngin. He's our youngest member in our bloodline fam. I'm not kidding. Youngest is not even supposed to be in our disc, but somehow he managed his way in there because we thought he was old enough. But you like, you know what? We're gonna let you slide because all this time we thought you was old enough. But hey, you cool. You cool. All right, you family now. All right, and I see we got some new people in the chat. Miss Angel. Is that your people right there?
Yeah.
For the Humble Rose podcast?
Yeah, the Rose
okay,
gang.
I got you. I'm gonna introduce you right. I'm gonna acknowledge you right. Everybody in the YouTubicals, get your ones up for 2/3 of the Humble Rose podcast. Get your ones up for Miss Angel. What's going on, Miss Angel? How you feeling?
Oh, she's feeling good.
Said Dallas like trying to show off.
I'm just adding seasoning to the brisket. You know what I'm saying? we got the main cook on the show, and he's been cooking for a long time.
Miss Angel says, "Sir, I only acknowledge CM Punk." Oh man, you hurt my feelings.
Oh man. Hey, listen, she's like that. She's like that.
Well, no one's exempt from getting soloed, except for my wife. I did figure that out. My wife is. But Miss Angel, I'm sorry I got to do this. Mr. Bob Ricks, load up this session of solos. I gotta handle this. I'm sorry, Miss Angel. No one's exempt. Mr. Bob Ricks, load it up. Get ready. I need it. Solo. Thank you, Mr. Bob Ricks. Sorry, Miss Angel. You crossed the line already. You did it. All in the beginning. CM Punk, aka not my favorite human being.
Boy, that match gonna be a fun talk, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I fear for what this show gonna turn into when we get to that match.
Listen.
This,
You gonna have to load up that solo like 25 times,
I
bro.
probably will. It's all right. I'll tell Mr. Byrick load it up. Get a few in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Semi-auto. To that. All right, I see you, my bloodline brother. Geekstra, I see you in the itchy to itchy. Everybody, get your ones up for, aka my brother from another mother, aka the Indiana Jones of Destiny 2, aka the king. I must bow, the king of clips, aka this is an unspoken agreement. We call him Mr. Delicious himself. Let me explain. Because of two things and two reasons only. Because hey, he already said my energy. I'm feeling delicious. He's literally the biggest foodie in our Discord. And you also call him AKA the master of cheeks. You better watch your cheeks. He will clap them. AKA the real one. Get your ones up for Geekstra. What's going on, geek? AKA Master of Cheeks. He loves the cheeks. He'll let you know too. Yeah, just saying. That's why we call him Master. He always talking about cheeks.
What's a community without different personalities and styles?
Hey man, that's why I love our bloodline family, man. We have personalities everywhere. We cover all spectrums. Yep, see, there you go. The first and one to go to sleep, I'm taking them dang cheeks, man. Okay. See, I told you, don't play around. Who did not play around? What you got right there?
A Celsius, so I can't go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got coffee. So, sir, I'm covered on my end.
As are my cheeks.
I got water.
Oh, well, I'm about to sleep with one eye. We about to keep one eye open, man. Yeah, you better take some coffee.
There's lion's mane. There's lion's mane powder in here.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
So we good.
All right. Yeah, you don't want to geek come through that door. Start seeing somebody falling asleep.
I know some wide open cheeks. Hate to see him coming.
Oh, and then he said, "What it do, Dallas and Juve? Appreciate the acknowledgement from my brother Geek. That's a real one right there. That's my main man right there." All right, fellas. Well, let's get this shindig started. And as a fair warning too, I'm going to slow down on the acknowledgments just for the sake of time. Usually, I love to acknowledge my people, but I'm going to have to, for the sake of time, I'm going to have to slow it down. So I will get you next time before I watch along for tomorrow for SmackDown for the Go Home show for WrestleMania. So I got y'all. All right, but let's go ahead and get this shit. Let's talk about, I got a little icebreaker for y'all. Let's talk about Papa H. He was on a few of these podcasts, but it was one, that guy right there. this guy, right below you, right to the right of you. Yep. Yes, sir. Salute. Yes, Papa H. Yes. He said, internet wrestling fans, they're not real. I remember saying something very similar a few weeks ago too. Like, I don't care about the IWC because they are not real. They got the fake outrage. Especially I saw that with the whole Jey Uso fallout from Jey Uso, so to speak. So that's my icebreaker question. Are internet wrestling fans real? Now I kick it off to you, our special guest, since you are the debut on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Dallas, go ahead, man.
So to answer this question, we don't see these people at events. We don't see their faces online. We don't see them at events. They're just engagement farming merchants. They say controversial things for a reaction. They don't really contribute to anything in any way, shape, or form. And that's the problem with this kind of fandom. You're quick to pull a wrestler's past history and things that they've said in the past. But when we hold a magnifying glass over your life, I bet we would find some things that the rest of the world wouldn't deem acceptable. And Triple H is 100% right here, because these were the same people that had so many things to say about Jey Uso's moveset, his presentation. He says yeet too much. But who's one of the top merch sellers? Who is the top merch seller right now? Who is, every time you walk into a building, when he walks into a building, the place loses it. So what you say on the internet does not translate to real life. It doesn't matter who says it. I'm not calling out names, but we know who these people are. They don't do anything but stay on social media. That doesn't affect the rest of the world. And I want to say one final thing before I pass it off. When I die, I want Triple H's theme music to play at my funeral. So everybody knows that I'm getting buried.
I like that. Okay.
Nice.
Because that's what he buried the IWC.
Big fact. Juve.
Nice. You know, one place that I just refuse to spend any time, that is the comment section of anywhere. Because like Dallas said, you get to be anonymous behind your keyboard, whether it's with your fingers or your thumbs, your phone or your laptop. Consequences are not a real thing for some of the things people like to spew on the internet, regardless of the fandom. The internet also is a very, very small piece of anything. There's way more grass than there are Ethernet cables.
Oh, that's a quote. Oh, that's a quote.
Way more grass than Ethernet cables. So, like, people who spend that time there, yeah, they may think that population speaks for the entirety of this beautiful art form, but that's only percent of the population, right? There's an entire. Think of a Jey Uso, because Jey Uso seems to be the one who's really getting the most of that vitriol, at least for this build. There's a huge contingent of elementary school and middle school fans who are not on the internet. They've not been jaded by whatever people have been jaded by. They just enjoy the art form, they take it for what it is, and they have genuine hearts in it. The internet is not real. It is not real. It has brought some great people together, but it's also fostered an entire culture of losers who, again, don't have to face consequences for anything. They can just log out and not be who they are because they have no identity. So, yeah, no. A small population, but don't live and die by it.
Great statements by Dallas and you, Grandsire. Just to piggyback on both of y'all, yeah, these are keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors unite, I always say. And you already know me, I don't care about a single opinion about the IWC. It does not bother me at all. When they was getting all on, even when Tribal Chief during his 4-year reign, had to suck that in, had to take a deep breath. During his 4-year reign, people was like, "Oh, it's getting boring, it's getting whack," but yet you hear the crowd, you hear the crowd in the arena, you see the reaction he gets from the premium live events. Like, it says something else. So I think, to your point, Juve, these are just a small minute who just have, for some reason, they use the internet as an amplifier, and it just blasts out. But it's just a small percentage, small percentage, you know. And that's why I say, don't get caught up in the opinions of the IWC, because at the end of the day, it's just whack. Just do you. Treat wrestling. I always say, treat wrestling like a road trip. Just sit back. Relax, sightsee, look at the mountains, look at the trees, just enjoy the ride. Don't be asking, are we there yet? Why are we going this way? Well, we should have went that way. Right. How come we just can't take a shortcut? What's all these questions, man? It's wrestling, baby. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs, enjoy it all. Enjoy the bad with the good. So those are my final thoughts on the IWC. Yeah, the IWC is not real. And I did see what you know what's crazy? That I saw some of the comments, some of the reactions. They were trying to justify of saying the IWCU, like Papa H, he got it wrong. He got it wrong. Like we are real. Well, I say it's connections that I make that are real. Like I met Dallas over here. That's a real connection. But when it comes to like the opinion of wrestling, nah, man, I don't care. I don't care because at the end of the day, it's just an opinion. And people seem to forget that opinion, what opinion means.
Mhm.
All right, it's not like I take it as for everyone. It's yours. You can have it. Okay, you think Roman sucks? Cool. I'm not gonna get all in my feelings. You can have that. All right, but that don't bother me. Still my tribal chief all day. I love you. We're gonna get to you though. All right. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I have one final thought. I did this at SummerSlam last year because I was at SummerSlam last year. You know, the top 5 best SummerSlams of all time. You know, the one where had one of the greatest SummerSlam, if not the greatest SummerSlam return of all time. I'm just saying, you know. So I did this thing where I was sitting in my section and I asked everybody, I'm like, yo, are y'all part of the IWC? Not too many people knew even what I was talking about. And one person who did, he was like, yeah, but I think it's stupid. I was just doing it as a little survey. And I just kind of found out that the people who pay to go to these events more than likely ain't on social media. They're not on Twitter trying to critique move sets. These people are paying customers and consumers that want to see a great show and believe in the product. The people who critique it the most aren't putting a single dollar towards even the thing that they believe in. So again, engagement farming and argument merchants. That's really all the IWC is, because you see my face, you know who I am. I see all of your guys' faces. I know who you are. I have no idea who any of these people are.
Big facts. Big facts. Any last minute thoughts, Drew, before we wrap this up?
Nah, we hit it, man. Every angle.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, this is going to be a great conversation. I got a good feeling. You know, we got some critical thinkers here, so we're gonna have a great conversation. So we're gonna wrap that up with Papa H, and we're gonna get on this WrestleMania. Before we start on WrestleMania, what's y'all general synopsis on the build so far? You feeling it? Not feeling it? You lukewarm on it? Let me know. Let's start with you, Juve.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be mad. This is WrestleMania, right? I'm never gonna be mad at it. I mean, yeah, you hear maybe it's not the same anticipation as maybe WrestleMania 40, but I think the reason for that is twofold. That for one, we've been conditioned to believe that WrestleMania is always a culmination of stories, right? Also combined with the fact of the Triple H era has been so great. There's very little to complain about. And then you compare it to like a WrestleMania 40, right? WrestleMania 40, I lost my voice there in Philly. Lost my voice, right? But the thing with that is when they talked about finishing the story, it was, yes, Cody Rhodes and his road to the championship, but it was also coinciding with the end of Roman Reigns' reign. It was 2 stories combining to finish. You can't get much more epic than that, but you got to create that. So with this WrestleMania, yeah, we've been conditioned to believe that WrestleManias are the culmination of stories, and we're going to dig into each and every match. This WrestleMania is more so a continuation of stories to me. The John Cena heel turn. We're going to dig into the triple threat match. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. It feels more of a continuation, but when's the last time we've been let down with a PLE?
I can give you one example. I'd say I'd say maybe Bad Blood to a degree.
Really?
And the reason why is because overall, the pay-per-view overall was good, but the way that they built it, they gave it that WrestleMania Big Four feel, which I loved. But I mean, the tag match at the end was pretty good, but with The Rock showing up, we were all like, "Oh, where's this going to lead to?" Then it finally led to something. And aside from Punk and Drew, I mean, the rest of the show, it could have gone either way. I'd say that would be the only one. But if you really want to be technical, probably, Money in the Bank 2024.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I'd say that one was. It could have been better, but not hating on it. Not hating on it.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
I'm rolling, man. It's Mania.
Yeah.
Hey. We all, like I said, we all got a difference, and I'm not here to critique the product and like people in the IWC do. At least I have supporting statements, and everything that I say, you
critically thought and makes some kind of sense versus rage bait.
Yeah. I don't believe
words.
I don't believe in shitting on sorry, excuse my language. I don't believe in crapping on the product and the wrestlers. But if I have a certain way that I would want it to go, then yeah, that's just the fantasy booker in my head. But I don't know nothing. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. Just sitting here shooting the breeze with two wonderful people.
I respect that, man. Yeah, I'm not looking to be in the echo chamber. Like, if we got difference of opinions, that's fine. We can sort that out. We can have a great dialogue of discussions, which I believe which we're gonna have. Like right now, Drew just mentioned about when's the last time we had a bad, PLE, but you pull a couple out and you backed it up with some references. I'm like, okay, and I appreciate that. Even though I don't agree with you, I appreciate
yeah. No, like I said, everything I've already told people with this, and you come to my show, you ain't gonna agree with everything that I say, because there's a lot of things that I believe that I'm right about, but there are a lot of things I'm wrong about. So
that's fair enough. That's fair. I feel the same way. I feel like I think that Roman Reigns should still be champion.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say this, man. Listen, we should have just kept Roman and The Rock. I'm just gonna put that there.
Thank you.
Thank you. You didn't.
Thank you. You cry baby Cody Rhodes fans. See what y'all got for me.
Roman and The Rock was literally right there. You had it. You had the biggest WrestleMania build up right there. And we gave it to Cody Rhodes, which I understand, but that Rock and Roman is like a once in a lifetime thing. You have to do it. Cody is active on the roster. He doesn't have to finish his story at WrestleMania. Could have finished it at SummerSlam. Could have finished it at Backlash. Money anywhere. I get it, but you had Roman and The Rock right there. That's all.
I think we could still get there.
We can.
Like, they tease a lot of matches, but the way stories are being told nowadays, like, they have their branches and the roads, no pun intended, the roads still converge. So I think we can easily still get to Roman and Rock, especially if Roman is turning into the babyface we believe he's turning into, which we'll get to all of that.
Man, listen, man. I could talk about Roman all night. Like they're
You can.
Like, come on,
buddy. I tell you what.
I gotta remember whose show I'm on. I gotta remember whose show I'm on.
Man, I know a guy who.
I know a guy from Chicago that would beat me in that aspect. He's got, he's the Roman Reigns of Roman Reigns discussions.
Tribal Chief acolyte, sir. I love my Tribal Chief, no matter what. All right, Aaron, man, you have a great night, man. Sorry I wasn't able to acknowledge you, but I'm gonna take care of that, man. I'm gonna make sure I acknowledge you tomorrow. Make sure you get your ones up for Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast. He's gonna be joining us for a watch along for WrestleMania for both nights. So he's gonna be making his debut too over here at the Bloodline Entertainment Network. All right, so let's get ready to start this. So we got the first match. Let's just get this out the way. Rey Mysterio going against El Grande Americano. You know, it's actually there's a story with this, which is insane. It's not like just something we just throwing this together. This is actually a build to this story.
Yeah.
Which I can respect and I can appreciate. So let's go with Dallas. Who you got and why?
Initially on, you know what, I really want to see the wrestler formerly known as Chad Gable. If he's, I hope Chad Gable does a run in this match and finally puts the news to rest that he was El Grande Americano, because they look nothing alike. They look absolutely nothing alike.
That's not him.
But we got another Shorty G situation on hand, and you know, I think El Grande Americano is going to be similar to how, you know, Ezekiel and Elias were. You know, you never saw them in the same room. So honestly, I'm gonna just say Ray, but my heart is going for El Grande Americano.
Okay, so that's what you're going final?
Yep,
It is
Ray.
decided? All
Ray.
right. All right, it is decided. Juve, who you got?
Yeah, no, you're right, man. There is a story here, and I am enjoying the story here. I gotta say, man, I feel bad for Chad Gable. He had an incredible 2024, and then this newcomer just comes and Turk our gerbs. Like, Chad Gable deserves to be on the Wrestlemania. Like, who is this El Grande Americano?
I've never seen this guy before.
Like, where did he win? He's had what, 3 matches?
He cold though.
Maybe.
Nice.
He nice, but like, Chad Gable's had an incredible year. Chad Gable is the one who had the issue with all the luchadors in the first place. So who is this masked Avenger taking up for Chad Gable's cause? Chad Gable had caught a cold. We've all caught a cold.
Yeah.
We've all caught a cold. We didn't lose our jobs for it.
Mm-mm.
What kind of America we living in? You know what I'm saying? I do think El Grande Americano does take this one. If we get a great motivated, focused Rey Mysterio, this could go even higher.
Ooh.
But yeah, El Grande Americano.
All right, I like that comment. What's going on new to this world? In the itchy twitchy dimension, saying Rey Mysterio versus my wife's order from Starbucks.
That's accurate.
I like that. I
had to hear it out loud. Like
yeah. Yep. Let me get that Grande Americano.
Oh man.
So I have been enjoying this build from the LWO side and from American Made side. It does sucks that Chad Gable is not part of this, you know, but it is what it is. Grande Americano, Chad Gable found him. It's like, hey, but it ain't me. We already saw the proof. We saw it on camera. I think Kathy was interviewing, and then we saw Americano getting exited by security. So I'm like, yo, it's not him. It's not him. There it is, the proof right there. You know? But I've been enjoying the build, enjoying the wrestling matches that's been building up to this too. And I'm glad it's just not a match that we're just gonna throw this together without any substance behind it. Yeah. And I can appreciate Papa H, this type of WrestleMania we getting. This is a very story-driven WrestleMania compared to last year WrestleMania. I think you had a few matches that were story-driven, but I want to say almost every single match is story-driven. Maybe the AJ Styles and Logan Paul, but we can get to that. I feel like that was
I have a theory on that, and I'm gonna definitely help because there is a big story with that one.
Okay, I can't wait till we dive in with that.
Okay,
I can't wait. But in the end, I'm gonna go with El Grande Americano going over Rey Mysterio. It is decided. Oh yes, I feel good about my picks. And by the way, we got tomorrow. I'll be opening up the floodgates. I'll be putting my. Let me bring this up. Mr. Bobbers, help me out. I'll be putting my Bloodline predictions title on the line for WrestleMania. Yes, I am your inaugural champion. I was the first champion. I won it. It's me. I was double champion because we do have a Raw time champion as well, but I lost it on Monday Night Raw. I didn't pick the correct time when it was going to end. Thought I'd be walking in WrestleMania as double champion. I thought I could do the Roman Reigns. You know.
You mean the promoter is the champion? How does that work?
Hey, let me explain.
How's the booker the champion?
Let me explain. First of all, it was a tie. It was a tie to my brother Spence, but yet, shout out to my baby bro. He made a suggestion. He was like, "How about we just let it vote for the people?" I'm like, "All right, cool. Put it out there," and the people voted me. So I can't go against what the people want. The people wanted me to be champion. So the people wanted me to be champion. It is decided then. But my title will be on the line. This beautiful looking title. And then we're going to have our forum. We'll be going live tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be on our website, thebloodlineent.com. And it'll spread out through all of our social medias in the X universe. So be on the look. So if you want to be the Bloodline prediction champion, but I don't think so. It's going to be me. I'm going to be champion forever. You hear that? Forever! We should have been champion forever, but we're going to talk about that later. All right. Next match.
My Jesus mercy.
Man. They are cooking, seriously cooking with this. Shout out to Naomi too, because she didn't turn it up a notch. She didn't tap into something I didn't think she can tap into, but I'm glad she did. We are here. We got Jade versus Naomi. Shout out to being the first women. Let me say that again. The first women having a non-title match at WrestleMania. All right. Just had to put it out there. So salute to the ladies. All right. We got Jade versus Naomi. Juve, I kick it off to you. Who you got?
For sure. Of every match on this card, I think this was the hardest one to pick for me. So I think it speaks to my point of continuation, because we've got Jade Cargill. It's her second Mania, first solo match. She's not had a lot of matches in the WWE style. So do you want to potentially derail that with a loss? But then you've got Naomi, the new heel persona. Do you want to derail any of that with a loss? Baby faces, when they win, typically that means that the end of the story. We also got Backlash coming up, and with just how personal this story is, I can see it extending a little further. I'm gonna go with Naomi. Jade is someone you can still keep building. She's new, she's fresh, she's green. You can still keep building the Jade character. This loss won't hurt her. She's Jade Cargill. She's Storm in the physical form. She can eat this and be okay with it. Naomi, I don't think wins definitively. She wins some kind of heel shenanigans. But and we continue this story. I think there's more to tell, which we'll get to later on. I think there's more to tell.
Yes. Dallas. No words.
Ladies and gentlemen, do I have a theory for you? So, first off, I want to thank both of you guys for giving me the opportunity to talk with you. When we are on my show, we get into the details. And part of getting into the details is me sitting up front and I'm about to do my thing. This gives me the opportunity to lay out my plan on what I think is going to happen. First of all, Juve is hitting the nail on the head. The grandsire replies with fire.
Mm.
Fire and desire written in the stars and all over his attire.
My dude.
Bars.
Walking with a shotgun like Omar from The Wire. Now, let me explain something in detail. Jade has to lose this match because it makes the most sense for Jade to lose, because all that cockiness has gone to her head. With her being gone for so long, that ring rust is going to show. And she doesn't know just how sneaky Naomi can be. And Naomi could be like, well, yeah, I taught you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything that I know. And I think Naomi will do some hickory dickory trickery to win the match. But it's about what happens later down the line. This is what I would like to see. If Naomi wins, I would like Bianca Belair to win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, so that when we get to Money in the Bank, Naomi wins Money in the Bank. And right when she's about to cash in on Bianca, guess who comes in and messes up the cash in? Jade Cargill, which will cause a lot of problems. And then we settle it with a triple threat for the championship at SummerSlam. That is how you tie in the storyline, because with Jade Cargill, her being the Storm, there's going to be some clouds and there's going to be some geo-engineering that's going to pierce through that. And Naomi is the wrench in the plan. She is the Dennis Rodman to the 1990 Bulls, not the 91, the 90 Bulls. She is the person that's going to mess everything up by doing very little, and the very little that she does will make an impact. My winner is Naomi. Long-term story. She's going to, and this is her way of getting her get back, because the final get back is on Bianca, because Bianca turned her back on her.
Big facts. 2 for 2 right now for Naomi. What's going on? Get your Chicago brethren out there.
Yo,
how
just
you feeling?
Shout out
my
to Get
ones
Yo.
up. Sorry, I'm not able to properly acknowledge you. I'm just doing for the sake of time. You know how I usually get down. What's going on, Elijah? I see you in the YouTubicals, and Zach. Appreciate you coming through the live stream. That was on me, but you know it's pretty easy. 3 for 3. I'm picking Naomi because I'm thinking about long term. Just to piggyback off of Dallas, I have it written right here. I think so. You're thinking SummerSlam. I'm thinking next year WrestleMania. I'm thinking these two is the catalyst to project that we will finally get, because it's been quite a few years since we had a women's main event. And I understand Papa H logic, because the story has to be there. The story's right there, and they can play the long game with this, with Jade and Naomi and Bianca getting into the mix, and then you get your triple threat that's just been building. The story's been cooking, and you get it to show up at next year WrestleMania for WrestleMania 42. And I don't think anybody's gonna be like, you know, getting all up in their emotions, like, man, why are we getting this match? Like, nah, it's there. They all cooking. Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. And that's the reason I think this is the catalyst for it, because what Naomi and Jade is just doing, even I think that was smart on Papa H too, to remove Jade, and they was using Jade without her being there too. That's just smart booking. Using Jade without using her, you know, using that video, using Naomi as being the one to, you know, finally admit. And I love that face to face, that heart to heart that she had with Bianca. I was like, man, this is good. That was some good
Cinema.
Good acting, good cinema, as my tribal chief would say. Like, what the kids call it? Cinema. And I could appreciate that. I'm like, they got something else cooking there too. So that's my reason. I got Naomi going over. She's going to win by underhand tactics. Jade can eat this. She can eat this L. It's not going to hurt her at all. It's not going to uproot her momentum at all. So I got Naomi going over. It is decided final thoughts all around about my hypothesis I got going on, because I know y'all was saying ooh about next year's
No,
WrestleMania.
that's cooking. That's what I like to hear.
I like
Keep
that.
that because honestly, this is the best storyline in the women's division.
Yeah, because we'll get to that triple threat, and I have so much to say.
Man, we
So much to
both triple threats. Both
Yeah,
triple
yeah,
threats
for
gonna take up
sure.
a lot of time.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And that triple threat ties into this match for me, which with Bianca's included in. So yeah,
All right.
great
Let's
stuff.
go ahead and move it right along to the first championship match. We got the tag team for the World Heavyweight Championship, and we got somewhat of a story. I think this has some story, some substance with this. We got the War Raiders going against the New Day, who just been on this awesome heel run. I'm feeling they new heel characters, love their new interests, new gear, new attitudes, is more aggressive offensive moves. But who y'all got? I'm gonna kick it off with Dallas. Who you got?
Yeah. I just gotta run to the bathroom real quick. So I'm gonna give a prediction.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, man. Xavier Woods follows me on Twitter. I'd be a fool to not pick him. Kofi Kingston retweeted my rap battle lyrics and all of the New Day. I got the New Day, bar none. Like I said, I ain't being biased. No racial bias here. but I'm picking the New Day. I'll be right back.
All right, all good, all good.
Oh, that's funny.
Brother Juice.
That is funny. I don't have much here. The build has been a bit minimal. It's been more kind of separate character things. I feel like we didn't get a lot out of the War Raiders reign,
Yes.
which that's the main thing that gives me a little bit of hesitance. We didn't get a lot out of the reign. We got a great match with American Made. We got a great match with Judgment Day. I think they're still looking for JD McDonough's ribs. But here's the other thing, too. What babyface tag teams are there on Raw if the New Day win? We got the War Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't find the LWO interesting.
Not really, but
we got New Catch Republic, which is great to have them back, but kind of doesn't make sense because Pete Dunne was out here wilding while Tyler Bate was gone. So I could see that leading to them imploding eventually because everybody knows the quality of the matches they put on one-on-one.
Big facts.
So that's kind of my hesitancy. We've not had a great reign from the War Raiders, and who would the New Day even defend against, right? And then on the flip side, this is the New Day, and it's the heel New Day. And can you imagine the promos as these two take it, right? They lost by DQ using their wiles to create the DQ, which is a risky play because they're not guaranteed a match just because they won via DQ, but risky play. I'm gonna go with the New Day. I'm gonna go with new champs.
Okay. Now you had talked about how it's been kind of lack of substance for the War Raider side, and I completely agree. I had talked about this on the watch along for Monday Night Raw. I hate when they do this weekly challenger stuff. Like you got the champions, and you just week by week they just got new challenger after new. I just hate that because that does nothing for the champion. Like to give me something to latch on. You know, they never gave us like a video or even just a promo out there in the ring or even behind or even just backstage gorilla. Just give me something more like
right.
Who are the War Raiders?
Yeah.
Why are y'all champions? What's y'all mission statement? What y'all looking to do besides we're looking to raise war? Right. I need something more. So I think I'm gonna go with the New Day, but I'm looking at this as a reset for the tag teams on the Raw side.
Yeah.
Because they need a major reset. And I think the New Day is the perfect heel champions to solidify that so we can see what we can do with this reset. All right, because I can see them being champions for a while, at least up to SummerSlam.
True.
For these tag champs, because that way I think you can actually build the Raw tag team division, because the tag team division holds it needs a major overhaul right
now. Give them a formidable legendary team to chase, who you know is reliable to hold that division down in the meantime.
Yep. And then you can actually do maybe a story with LWO, because they actually have some beef,
right?
Yeah, because Rey Mysterio, they kicked him out the locker. He's the locker room.
Yeah.
I remember that's like, I'm the locker room leader. You're out of here.
Right. Thanks, Ray.
Right. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at as New Day holding it down so we can reset this tag team division. Yeah, because it
hear that.
Reset. Yeah, War Raiders, it's cool, but like I said, I hate the week by week challenge. And I think that was a misstep with Papa X too, not giving us enough nuggets about what War Raiders are all about, what's their mission statement, and and so on and so on. But New Day, it is decided. All right, let's move on to the women.
Oh,
to the women. We are here.
We're going to call this the crash out match.
Man. Now, this is interesting because I'm gonna be real. When they first started out, it started out very lukewarm. Almost dang near cold. But Charlotte had to be Charlotte. Oh, let me throw a little shoot. Let me see if I can get her off her square. When they had like this side-by-side backstage camera interview. And you can tell that Tiffany was sticking to the script, but Charlotte, she was being Charlotte. I got to do me. I'm the queen, and kind of just threw Tiffany off her game. But wow, Tiffany was like, when we meet up again, I got something for you. And boy, did she. She brought up 0 for 3 in her marriages. I was like, ouch. Kind of just flipped the script when shout out to Chi-Town Allstate. They booed a mess out of the queen. And then Tiffany was like, you see that? That's power. I'm like, oh, wow. She Uno reversed her. Wow. I didn't she hit her with an Uno reverse. And I like that. Now, this is even though it's messy, it's like a bad car crash. You can't stop looking at it. And I'm enjoying this build for what we're getting. So what's y'all thoughts? I'll kick it off to Juve. Who you got? But break it down on your thoughts on Tiffany and Charlotte.
I'll give it this. The parking lot brawl, I like that. When you said the car crash aspect of this match, that gave me a little bit more interest. If there is any match on this card that I really don't care about, it is this match. This match is 2 entitled white women at the Homeowners Association meeting arguing about lawn furniture. This is 2 suburban housewives who got beef at the country club, and their idea of like insults is saying that like, did you hear Tiffany's husband only made $250,000 this year? Like, I don't care, because the whole is it a work, is it a shoot, is it a work thing? Like, let's dig into that, right? For one, when Tiffy talked about Charlotte going 0-3 for her divorces, right? That's fair game for me, because the week before that, Charlotte was on the Sherry Shepherd talk show talking about her divorces.
Yes.
She made it fair game.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole Kaiser in my DMs thing, that's just some loser, I got to get the last word in, right? But again, if we're going work, shoot, Tiffany Stratton is not interesting enough for me to care if it was a work or a shoot. She's barely a babyface in this anyway. She's barely a babyface at all if she is. She's not interesting enough for me to care if it's a work or a shoot. And with Charlotte, more of the same. Whatever's real, whatever's fake, it's more of the same on her name. the interview thing with Tiffany, the match with B Fab, the mid-match fight with Nia Jax, the title switch with Becky Lynch and their long-term heat. It's more of the same.
Yep.
And I don't care anymore. The Charlotte character is not properly representing what Ashley Flair wants us to care about. The characters don't mesh. It rings false. Especially when the Charlotte we see on television is the one with the smut on her name. I don't care. I don't care. However, for the sake of it all, because I listen, the pop when she came back at the Rumble, genuine. In the sense that like people love to see that people are okay.
Yes.
Right?
Hey, I marked that when she won at the Royal Rumble. I was like, cool.
And listen, it was a dope Rumble. Dope Rumble being there. Great moment. And then the crowd took that away from her the very next Monday Night Raw and continuously. But you know how the crowds turned on John Cena for years.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it being because of the dominance of it all. Charlotte Flair does not respond the way that John Cena does. The way that Charlotte Flair is trying to get Tiffany Stratton to crack is how Charlotte Flair continuously cracks when it doesn't go her way. Versus John Cena, who is just adapted. Right? So I think that's where some of the hate comes from. It's easy to say, oh, she's a Flair. Oh, she's a woman. No, we can dig a little deeper than that and see a habitual line stepping. I'm going to choose Charlotte Flair because that was my pick when she won the Rumble.
Yeah.
And I'll love to see the car crash aspect of it. But even after this, I can't see what either one of them do after this that would make me like emotionally invested.
Great breakdown. Great breakdown.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Yeah, when she had mentioned is that why Kaiser's in my DMs? Now, one soul
Believed it.
believed that. Everybody was like,
You're lying.
Even 2016 Reigns wouldn't believe.
Bruh.
So let me give my aspect on it, if I may, if it's okay with you guys.
yeah, go ahead, bro.
Let me give my breakdown because Grandsire's breakdown, A+. Let me add to that. This is a interesting situation, Devin, Juve. Let me take you back to 2015. Women's Revolution. Sasha, Sasha, Becky, they're all being called up. Bailey, the 4 horsewomen being called up to the main roster, basically. And then Bailey later on at Battleground 2015 or 16, one of the two. Let me bring up something that's important. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair have a problem because Charlotte Flair sees Tiffany Stratton as the 2015 Charlotte Flair.
Good point.
Absolutely.
She's now looking at the same person that she was 10 years ago. And because of that, she knows what's going to happen. Charlotte Flair is not the newest toy in the toy box anymore. Andy doesn't want to play with you anymore. You don't have that same luster. You don't have that same spark. And the problem is, the best thing about women's feuds is real life issues that make the feud worth watching. We are all men. And what is one thing about women that women attract? Drama, problems, crash outs, not taking accountability. And that's exactly what embodies this feud. Neither one of them are taking accountability for what they do because they feel they are justified in their actions. And because of this, you have a crash course. Because of this now, you have Tiffany Stratton, you have Charlotte Flair they're both trying to one up the other. And the lack of respect between the two is what's making this watchable, because Devin and Juve also pointed this out, ladies and gentlemen. At one point, this was the most forgettable match on the card. Nobody cared until they got personal. And because they got personal, now people want to see what happens. We want to see a shoot fight. We want to see somebody get stiffed because it needs it. Somebody actually has to bleed in this match in order for it to even mean anything. Because now there's a personal vendetta when you're talking about marriages, and like Charlotte Flair is giving J-Lo a run for her money. Charlotte is giving her dad a run for him. Like she is literally 2004 Tom Brady at this point.
Oh man.
Oh man.
And you're staring in the eyes of a woman who you decided to take advantage of and then gave you a taste of your own medicine. And because of that now, because you couldn't handle the pressure, because all the Flairs are bona fide crash outs and control freaks. Look at her dad. He's still clinging. Charlotte doesn't realize that she is doing the exact same thing her father is doing, clinging on to the one thing that gave you everything that you earned. Clout, relevance, the spotlight. And I don't think Charlotte can see the spotlight being given to somebody newer than her. She'll share it with Asuka. She'll share it with Bianca. She'll share it with anybody. She'll share it with Becky. And they don't like each other. But Tiffany Stratton, oh no. No. She's like, there's only one blonde on the roster that gets all the gold, and it's going to be me. And I'd like to end my point with this. What exactly is the main reason that Tiffany Stratton, what's going to be the main goal for Tiffany Stratton when she wins? Because once she wins, she has to go out and make that title mean something. Because the moment that the fans start to turn on her, guess who's going to get that call?
Boom.
Ooh, man, great point. Man, both sides, great points, brothers. So you got Tiffany Stratton.
I have Tiffany Stratton, but I don't care who wins.
I
Like,
do.
if it's a double count, the double KO, if freaking, I don't know, Roxanne Perez hits the ring with a chair and lays out both of them and cuts a promo on the Las Vegas Raiders and the rest. I don't care. I don't care, bro. I do not care. They could summon Mae Young from the dead, and she could hit a Canadian destroyer in the middle of the ring. And I don't care who wins this match. I don't. I'm sorry.
So basically,
I'm not making myself clear. I don't give a fuck.
I don't. I'm sorry. And I'm an advocate for women's wrestling, but I just feel like this could have been given away on free television.
Had they stuck with the point you made about Tiffany being the 2015 Charlotte, they could have had just a dope professional wrestling match for the championship.
There you go.
Because that story is right there. But like you said,
I think also too, from Charlotte perspective, I think the reason we don't care. Well, I do. I'm gonna be real. I do care about this because of the messy drama right now. You have my attention. You piqued my interest. But from Charlotte's standpoint, there hasn't been any from 2015. There hasn't been any evolution from her. No, right. She hasn't evolved. She's still Charlotte Flair the Woo. Maybe some slight changes to her music, but outside of that, it's still the same, you know. And that can work for some people like Bianca. She's been the same since NXT, and that just works in her favor.
Mm-hmm.
But because Charlotte Flair, I don't think she needs to do something else. Like she needs to involve in something, so we can maybe we could care, but we don't. We don't. And right now we only care because of they've just the lack of respect for each other. Clearly, it's a lack of respect. Now, are there going to be some shoot wrestling? I'm pretty sure we're going to be looking very closely because we saw how, when Charlotte and Nia got at it. When Nia cocked back, I was like, yo, is that what we doing? I can actually see that with Tiffany Stratton. I can see them scrapping for a little bit, maybe shoot wrestling for a little bit, and I'm here for it. But my final pick, man, I don't really care. I'm just thinking about my title. That's what's important right now.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters right now because my title is on the line. Man, y'all both split it. You went Tiffany. Juve went with. And the reason why I'm gonna lean towards Charlotte because it's Charlotte. Like that's my title.
Yeah,
it's me. I got records to break. So if you want to call that a record, all the potato hopping she's been doing,
man,
crazy. Yeah. I think I want to. All right, I gotta make it.
Come join the dark side, bro.
I'm just thinking about my title. I'm selfish right now.
Come join the dark side, bro. Come join the dark side.
Tiffy time? Do I want to do Tiffy time? But I'm thinking about just
come over here, bro. It's okay.
So let me ask y'all this: if Tiffy wins, can y'all see this? Can y'all see him run it back?
Yes,
I could.
There's a strong case to run it back.
I don't know that Charlotte would be justified, but we have an example of that coming later on this card. But I will say the fact that Charlotte is the reason I could see Tiffany winning. I picked Charlotte, but the fact that Charlotte is why I could see Tiffany winning. I may have just slid it over to Devin.
You did.
But
help me out. I put a question out there. I'm like, maybe if I put a question out there, that can help me lean one way to another.
Well. Now it's my turn.
Oh, okay. All right. Well. All right.
Part of having a veteran like Charlotte on the roster is about investing in the future. Let's just look at the facts. If Charlotte loses to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 39, what happens to Rhea Ripley? We see the rise in Rhea Ripley. Charlotte loses to Asuka finally. We start to see Asuka on a rise. Charlotte is essentially the final boss of the women's division. And in order for my Elden Ring players, she is the Elden Beast. Once you beat that phase, you got to go to another phase. And then you can finally claim victory. Then you can finally claim the throne, the Age of Stars, if you want to call it. Devin, let me ask you something and just be completely honest. If you're booking this, why would you have a veteran who has been on top of the women's division for years, a decade, and then you have a chance to make another star on the roster and push your company forward? Would you really give the title to somebody that it's going to push the narrative, the Charlotte in the Bank narrative? Are we going to keep pushing that narrative? Because if we are, then that basically means now it doesn't matter who you put Charlotte Flair up against. One way or another, Charlotte's going to get the dub. Charlotte versus Rhea. Is that not a WrestleMania rematch? Was that not a WrestleMania rematch? Yes or no?
Let me give you this to think about.
Okay, man, come on, man.
Along
I'm trying to make
with
a decision.
I know, and I love what me and Dallas are doing to you right now. I'm enjoying this.
I live
case. Let me state my case.
Well, to answer this question, give you something else to think about while you answer Dallas's question too. You made the New Day pick. Who else is there on the SmackDown Women's roster in the World Championship race? So do you give it to the veteran the stalwart who can help hold the division down while you build it, or do you give it to the new star who has nobody to face?
Well, I would also argue with that
two carrying crosses on Devin's shoulders right now.
yeah, this. I would also argue that okay, so let's take your example, right? Nobody on the SmackDown women's roster for let's say if Tiffany wins, correct? I remember somebody having a huge show out at the Royal Rumble by the name of Roxanne Perez, who had probably one of the strongest women's title reigns in NXT, but not as strong as Asuka.
Right.
And she was the final two down to her and Charlotte.
Yep.
So if she can hang with Charlotte in the Rumble, she poses a even greater threat to Tiffany Stratton if they strap that rocket ship. And she just had a great showing at Elimination Chamber. And I would have argued that you can't put anybody else in this position next up for a title shot other than Roxanne Perez, because you got Meechin and Chelsea Green with their thing going on. You got B-Fab, who had a great match with Charlotte, but she's still in the crosshairs. Piper Niven, Alba Fire, they got their own little feud going on. Roxanne Perez is right there. That is your bread and butter. And when Tiffany Stratton drops the title, it's eventually going to be to Roxanne Perez, because that is your AJ Lee, Eddie Guerrero hybrid right there. That is your next big star that you need to be focusing on. So if you're going to be laser focused on anybody, it better be Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez, because these women are the future. And if you're going to continuously hold on to the past, then please, by all means, do not introduce the Women's Intercontinental United States Championship if you're not going to give it any value. You put the value on Tiffany Stratton and you give her an opportunity. Either she's a 2015 Seth Rollins or she's a 2014 Daniel Bryan. There's no in between. Devin, I'm listening.
Wow. Both of y'all brothers gave me a lot to think.
We got to do this again, man. Please bring both of us.
Episode. Yeah. We're gonna run it back. I'm like, yo, this is a great podcast episode. I'm like, I already got to note it down. I'm like, run this back again.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we got this card still to go too.
Oh my God, we ain't even got the punk. Oh my God, we ain't even got to the triple threats yet. We ain't even got to that yet.
We're almost there. We're almost there. If I had the pin, Tiffany is my champion. And then you kind of have her in sink or swim. And she's swimming right now because Charlotte had tested the waters with her. And if I'm Papa H, I'm seeing it, I'm like, you know what? She can hold her own. She's doing well. Yeah, she went off script, but she's holding her own. Let's keep her champion. Maybe run it back at WrestleMania Backlash, or they could just call it Backlash now at Premium Live Event. Yeah, Drew, you made a good point about if you're looking to maybe, so to speak, reset the women's division and you want to build it. Charlotte is a good horse to back, but I'm thinking about the future, making another star. You have the opportunity to make another star, and you got it right there at the biggest shows of shows. So with that in mind, I'm going with Tiffany Stratton.
We got it.
It is
decided. It is decided.
But you man, the back and forth,
I love it. No,
I want this again. I want this again.
Yeah, no, I respect it. Like I said, Charlotte being Charlotte, that could be why Tiffany wins. So,
game recognized game. So,
my dude, salute.
Wow, that was a great breakdown. Who knew it for the Tiffany and
Charlotte? We kind of made it more interesting now.
We did.
What they did.
Big facts.
Oh man, that was my first homeowners association meeting ever, and I had a blast. I had a blast. Is that what these are always like? Oh
Hey,
man,
if you come to my show, it's literally like this.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Devin's been on
Critical
there.
thinking
Devin,
The
yeah,
critical
he's
thinking on.
Yeah, man.
I can appreciate critical thinking. I love it. Make
Yeah.
sure your brain
Lawn
thinks.
chairs for
what
everybody.
we got
Yes.
next. I'm excited. What we got next?
Mhm.
All right. We got the hold on, no. Wait. No, that's not it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
We still on night one. I'm trying to look for it. No. There we go.
Okay.
United States Championship. LA Knight against I Love You Solo, which I missed that. Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has been on a monster of a run ever since he came through the doors. Straight, all gas, no brakes. All right. Who you got? Let me know why. And I'm going to kick it off to Juve.
I don't have a lot here. This seems to be really cut and dry.
Yeah.
LA Knight is in a tough spot for me because he seems above the United States Championship division, but not quite in world champion contention either. So shout out to my cousin Jordan over the hard camera. He has a theory that they switch the titles. The WWE Championship goes to Raw, the World Heavyweight Championship goes to SmackDown. And if that is the case, then I can see him being more in that contention. The WWE Championship, that's Cody, John, Seth, CM Punk, a certain caliber of superstar. The World Heavyweight Championship division, Drew McIntyre can float both ways. Jey Uso, Gunther, I think Gunther can float both ways, especially after this Mania. LA Knight gives me more World Heavyweight Championship contention vibes, but even then, doesn't seem like he's quite there. Jacob Fatu, nothing like this dude, man. There's nothing like this dude. I talked about how like his promo style maybe isn't great for like back and forth on the mic, but he is not a guy who goes back and forth with anybody anyway. He says what he's gonna do, and then he goes and does it. You know what I'm saying? And we just, we still building that impending split with him and Solo anyway. So I think this just adds fuel to that fire. Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu, it is decided. What about you, Dallas? Who you got, man?
I got somebody dying in this ring. Hey, listen, I'm gonna bring this back out. Ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be a homicide in that ring.
I hear you.
Yo, I don't know if LA Knight is religious, and I don't know if he has a God to pray to, but he better find one. Because he gonna need all of that to stay away from Jacob Fatu. Now, let me just quick breakdown. There's an age difference between Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. It's about 10 years, technically 11. Jacob Fatu is 32 years old. LA Knight is 42. That's 10 years. And another thing, Polynesian wrestler, Samoan, Tongan descent, that adds about another 20 years of youth. We know that Rikishi and the rest of the bloodline family can't pull out of a driveway, and they just keep making all these Samoan wrestlers like a super Samoan soldier factory. And every time I turn around, Rikishi got another son who's wrestling. Every time I turn around, there's another member of the Anoa'i bloodline that's in a wrestling company. And Jacob Fatu is as real as they come. LA Knight has not been on a decline, but he is great as upper mid-card talent going into world championship contention as a chaser. LA Knight is a better chaser than he is a champion. So the momentum that LA Knight had going into SummerSlam 2024, which I was there. We all knew LA Knight was winning that. He had to pack up Logan Paul. Survivor Series, you could tell it was written all over LA Knight's face. He was giving that title up. but then they gave it back to him. Okay, just to take it right back off him, put him in world championship title contention. Whichever champion he decides to go at, there needs to be a legitimate threat. And I think LA Knight is that threat. But for this moment, his life is clearly on the line. And I don't want Jacob Fatu to get so hyped up that he breaks the ring, suplexing LA Knight or moonsaulting. Like, it's going to be like at least, I'm counting 5 moonsaults. I'm counting at least 5. I know people say I'm crazy, but I feel like Jacob's going to be like 1, 2. Crowd's going to be like, one more time, another one.
Crash out.
And then he's going to like rip his shirt off and like, bob his head up and down. Another one. Then he might headbutt him at the very end because, some that head's made out of vibranium and coconuts. So
yeah, you don't headbutt a Samoan.
You'd never headbutt a Samoan. I got Jacob Fatu. This should not go past 10 minutes.
Ooh, so you got a 10-minute match between Jacob and LNA. I got a question for both of y'all. Do you see Solo getting involved at all? And if he does, okay. So he doesn't get involved.
I don't think so. Not because I feel like Jacob's going to win the title and Solo's going to ask Jacob to hand him the title. And then Solo's going to be like, Jacob's like, nah, I won this on my own. Get your own title. You had your chance. I tried to help you. You couldn't get it done. I got it done. And I even helped you and you couldn't get it done. I didn't need you didn't have to help me. I did this on my own. And that's when we get Jacob and hopefully Solo at SummerSlam. Because let that build till SummerSlam.
Ooh. So y'all both bring up a good point. Like LA Knight, he's right on the precipice of being in that main event. Like he's like right there. Like he's knocking on the door. But when y'all said that, I'm like, if he beats not Solo, but if he beats Jacob Fatu, that's pretty much okay. Now it shows me that he's ready then. Like he beats somebody like that, and I could actually see LA Knight beat Jacob Fatu with the assist of Solo somehow, though. Solo gets involved. That's the reason why I'm leaning towards LA Knight going over Jacob Fatu. Because you can have Jacob Fatu versus Solo without a title. Because they got some beef. They got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
They got some inner feelings they got to bring to the table. Like, because Jacob gave him a warning, but you haven't heard Solo's side yet, how he really feels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think with LA Knight win, I could see that. But what's y'all thoughts, though?
I already said Jacob, but you made a great point. Like he just got the belt back from Shinsuke. Has not done anything with it. We can give him a longer reign. He can get a quick roll-up victory, get out of the ring because Solo got involved trying to help. Jacob also doesn't need a championship. And it's not like this loss, if he loses that way with a roll-up, it won't damage Jacob. That's Jacob Fatu. He doesn't need a championship, and you don't have to tell that story with the championship. I said Jacob, so I got to stick with it. But that was a great point. That really just jogged my brain a little bit. Yeah.
That was an excellent point. I will say to that, though, if we're going to do that with LA Knight, then what? Then where do we go from here for the rest of the year? Who's going to be the one that dethrones him since Jacob Fatu couldn't? Who are they going to bring up on the roster that's going to take the title off of LA Knight? I have a great one. I have a great suggestion. How about either Carmelo Hayes, finally build him up, give him some legitimacy, or a returning, but he doesn't need the title, Bronson Reed. That would be my pick. But I got to stick with Jacob Fatu because he has so much momentum riding into WrestleMania, it's hard for me to bet against somebody that gave Roman Reigns a lot of trouble. Someone who gave Cody Rhodes a lot of trouble, and he came in the game decimating Cody, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton from the start. That's the same Jacob Fatu times 2 that's showing up at WrestleMania against LA Knight, who struggled against Logan Paul, who couldn't get it done against Roman Reigns, who recently lost to Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series. He doesn't really look like a great champion in contention because of the amount of competition that he struggled with, which Jacob would have steamrolled Nakamura. Jacob would have steamrolled Logan Paul, and given be it, Jacob would have gave Roman hell in their match. And that's the reason why I still got Jacob Fatu.
Good strong points. All strong points.
Stick with your go with.
But I'm not swayed. I got to be real. I'm not swayed.
I was hoping you wouldn't be swayed, because I'm like, I don't want to keep swaying you.
No. I'm not swayed because I'm thinking about LA Knight. He needs like a win that just solidify him, to let him know like he's ready for that next step. And I think beating like a Jacob Fatu, even with a schoolboy roll, I mean, I could see Jacob being super pissed losing like that.
Hey, Juve, what you think about this? LA Knight drops the U.S. Championship, but wins Money in the Bank.
I've got Drew McIntyre win. Actually, no, I don't have Drew McIntyre. Sorry. I have Sami Zayn winning Money in the Bank.
I like that.
I like that.
I envision, well, we'll talk about it, but I envision Jay winning the championship, Drew beating Jay for the championship to finally get his win back over Jay, Sammy getting Money in the Bank, and then cashing in on Drew to get that win and finally get his win over Drew.
Oh, man.
Drew cannot escape Money in the Bank cash in, man.
Right. Yeah. I gave away about 9 months of booking there in about 10 seconds.
But I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. Oh, man.
You really want Drew to kill somebody. Like, at this point, he's going to pull the sword out, and he going to just, like, cut somebody.
Yeah.
He's right there at his breaking point. He's there. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with LA Knight. It is decided. I feel like LA Knight, he needs a win. He needs a statement. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that. LA
Quick
Knight.
roll up, small package pin.
Yeah.
It won't be with his finish. It won't be with blunt force trauma.
Nah, nope.
Like, but
if it is, I'll be shocked. But
if he hits that, Jacob's popping right back up. Like, what was that?
Yeah. He just need a quick shock win to get the victory. Yeah. All
right.
I like that.
Now we're here. Final match.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. No. I'm skipping. Wait a minute. Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't forget about it. It's going to kick off WrestleMania. Almost. Sorry. I'm like, hold on. I almost forgot.
We was ready.
Right there. I was like, I know y'all was ready. I was ready to eat. Y'all was ready to eat. I was like, hold on, my fault.
Facts.
That's on me. All right, here we go. World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, the Ring General, going against Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso. We got the story. It's boiling now. This is a blood feud now. They both feeling themselves. Who y'all got? Let me know why. Let's go with Dallas.
My pick, in my honest opinion, it has to be a version of Jey Uso that we haven't seen in a while. I don't want to see the yeeting Jey Uso. I don't want to see a Jey Uso that's dancing with the fans. I want Jey Uso to show up in all black. I want Jey Uso to be on Black Air One energy. I need This is the exact Jey Uso I need. I need right-hand man Jey Uso. I need D1 crash out Jey Uso. I don't think you should be in the bloodline because you ain't part of the bloodline Sami Zayn Jey Uso. I'm talking about the Jey Uso who was yelling, take that shirt off to Sami Zayn. That level of intensity. When he went over and ripped that shirt off of Sami Zayn and the faces that he was making when he was ready to kill him, that's the version of Jey Uso that I need to win this match. Because you're not going to beat somebody who enjoys choking people out for fun. You're not going to beat somebody who enjoys beating up on your twin bro. And I wouldn't go out there and be all yeeting with the fans if my twin brother got beaten to a bloody pulp.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect. At this point, Gunther has to bleed. Now, when I first saw that Gunther like signed a new deal, got a tour bus, I'm like, oh, he might be retaining. Because usually if you get a tour bus, you pretty much solidified. Then I remembered, they got plans for you. But then I remembered Undertaker talked about how the time he had a tour bus and he wasn't even champion during that time. He's just one of the top guys on the roster. Clearly trusts Gunther. But if you take the title off Gunther this time, it looks exactly like how last year looked. And when they took the title off him last year, it was because, okay, we're moving him into World Heavyweight Championship territory. So if they do this, is he going to go after the winner of Cody and Cena later down the line? Is he going to be the top guy? Because now we have a problem. We have a Jey Uso who, if he really wants to win, sell your soul to The Rock if you really want to. If that's what you got to do to get the championship. Because that means all that merchandise money out the door. Bye-bye. Out the door. But if you really want the people to believe in you, let me bring back one more thing. Juve said that WrestleMania 41 is just a continuation of WrestleMania 40. Why is that? Because Jey Uso is finishing his story. He's chasing a championship that his father didn't win either. And now it's literally almost the same. This is 2023 Cody Rhodes, but with a more sadistic villain. And now, is it going to end the same way? You either go out on your back or you go out as a champion.
Oof, man. By the way, Gunther has been doing great heel work.
Excellent.
Like, he is that heel, that diabolical heel now. Like, he stepped it up. And I can appreciate that now. He made a case for him a reason why he needs to retain. Or he could retain. So I think this is probably one of the toughest picks on the card.
It's not the toughest, but it is one of the.
It's one of the toughest.
We're going to get to the toughest. We're going to get to the toughest in a minute.
Maybe for y'all. But... We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Oh.
All right, Drew. Who you got, bro?
Man. So, nobody picked Jey Uso as one. I'm sure someone in the world picked Jey Uso winning the Rumble. But when Jey Uso won the Rumble, I thought that was a brilliant choice. That was a great choice. We were caught up in the John Cena CM Punk thing, but Jey Uso was a great choice. And they threw us off a little bit because Gunther had just beaten Jey Uso at Saturday Night's Main Event. Now, when we got to Raw and Netflix, I originally was feeling like Gunther wasn't being presented as a primary player. He felt kind of in the background a little bit. And even when Jey won the Rumble, Gunther, this story started out with Gunther attacking quote unquote comedy wrestlers. Like he had a brief feud with the Alpha Academy, and he made short work of them. Alpha Academy stood up for themselves, but Gunther handled that work. And then Jay starts losing his confidence. He's tripping up, doing his signature moves. He's not getting it off. But when Jimmy slapped the fire out of Gunther,
Earth, wind, and fire.
dog. And then you knew in 7 days, it's about to be bad for Jimmy. I didn't know it was going to be that bad for Jimmy. But it was so bad for
It's all
Jimmy.
the scary ones who don't react, who just smile. That's the ones you got to worry
He
about.
smiled, right? And then Jay gives Gunther the promo of his life. That promo was just gold for me. I'm not scared of you no more. And I gotta apologize for who I'm about to be at WrestleMania. Right. And then you see Gunther the next week. This is a side of Gunther. Two things about Gunther. A, he respects the ring. And B, he does not lose his composure.
Mm-hmm.
We have not seen this side of Gunther since it was hinted at after he lost to Cody Rhodes. And even then, it was only hinted at. Gunther has lost some of his composure here. And Jay took it. And Jay has it now. Along with the fact that Gunther, either way, that Gunther has defeated Jay 3 times straight. There's no other way this can go. We got to get a new champ. 60,000 people yeeting as Jay leaves WrestleMania champ. Coming in, I love the point you made, Dallas. He can't come in yeeting. He can't come in yeeting. But Jay has nothing to lose now. He just saw his big brother, not just his twin brother, his big brother get murked out right in front of me, couldn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He has nothing else to lose. He has to get he got to get it all back for the family, for himself.
Back
I
in
don't
blood.
know the what you do with Gunther next can be kind of scary because he's only lost with so many times. So that's a thing, but new champ.
You bring up a good point. Gunther without the belt, that's scary. What does that even look like?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do you
what
know the
type
things
of,
that he can do? He is not restricted.
Mm-hmm.
man.
I feel like we've got a Ludwig Kaiser story somewhere in there later this year. They've not been on screen together in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see how that comes together. But, yeah.
If he just puts the beats on Ludwig just cuz now, just cuz off GP, I'll be like, yo, that's your man's.
Yeah.
That's your man's.
Yeah. Maybe they revamp the tag division for a while, and then we get a split. I don't know.
Or if Gunther retains, you know who they're gonna throw at him in the most physical way. They're gonna you got to return in Ilya Dragunov. And they need a PLE match together. And I need that match to be exactly what their NXT match was on October 29th, 2020 in that empty arena.
Man, I'm so ready for this match. I'm glad it's kicking it off too. It's the right match to kick off WrestleMania. Yes, we do not need EJ. We need right hand. I'ma get you. Let me get him, Oos. Let me get him. That dog in him.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That right hand man that my tribal chief dubbed him. That's the dude I need. That pit bull, bro. And I think that's the version that Gunther is scared of because he unleashed the beast when he put the beats on Jimmy, and then man, I like you said, I love that promo because I love that promo from Jay and then seeing the reaction from Gunther as he was delivering that, he was just like putting his hand through his hair. I'm like, yo, what's
That's
up
I know
with Gunther?
I know what that look means. I've seen that look before. Seen it
Yup.
before.
Somebody kind of off they square a little bit. Like he's like, man, what?
Because he was ready to crash out too, and I'm like, I've seen Jay crash out.
Yeah.
I don't know how scary it looks when Gunther crashes out. Gunther as a crash out terrifies me.
We got a sneak preview of it when he did Jimmy like that. It's a sneak. Took the blood, rubbed it on his chest. I was like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That was
Tasted it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Tasted it, bro.
Like, yo, man, somebody like call the National Guard. Like, get that man out of there.
Yeah, and I love the response from Jay. He was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you, Oos. I was like, yeah.
Facts.
That's what we need out of him. Pull that out of him, Gunther. Pull that out. Now, the reason why I think Gunther could win, I'm not picking Gunther, by the way. I definitely got you. But I'm going to make a case for Gunther for people out there because of the reaction from the crowd. Over 60,000 just silence, because that can remind me of WrestleMania 39. What happened? Cody first main event, WrestleMania. Tribal Chief, yo, standing tall, but it was just complete. I was jumping up and down, but everybody was just like,
the right decision was made that night.
It was because of the reaction, and I can see that, and that's Papa H style. He loved those big reactions. So, yeah, my head wants to pick Gunther, but my heart, I gotta go with my heart. I gotta go with the right hand man. I gotta go with go get him Uso. I gotta go with Jey Uso. I gotta go with people eating, celebrating. If it don't happen though, it's crazy. I'm fine either way. I'm actually fine because I'm curious how that would look. Seeing people crying, seeing people pissed off. I'm all about the reaction. I like that side of I like that side of seeing fans not getting what they want to. You know what I'm saying? Even if it affects me, I just like that. Even feeling that emotion. Even when I didn't get what I want from the Tribal Chief not continuing his dominant reign. Yeah, it sucked, but it was kind of cool how I felt about it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. But like, dang. And I can see that. But I gotta go and put my ones up for Jey Uso. He's going, he's hopefully, bro. You can do this. Go and get him. Get Gunther. Let's kick this off. Yeah, if it's the first match, I think he's gonna win. Yeah, right. Yeah, that sounds about right. First match. All right, it is decided. Jey Uso. All right. Woo. All right. Now, main event for night one. We are here. This story, my Tribal Chief.
This is the real main event, in my opinion.
It really is. You know, because Cody, he's a transitional champion.
It's been a year.
I don't care. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's his show.
Yep. I said what I said. Transitional Cody Rhodes. He's a transitional champ. He's a transitional face of WWE. He ain't no real face. Transitional face. The real face is right there. Dead center. My Tribal Chief. Everybody know. Tribal Chief, yes. Going against not my favorite human being, CM Punk, and also not my favorite human being, Seth Rollins. This story has been cooking since Survivor Series. That's how long this story's been cooking, which is wild. And I'm ready for this. I'm ready to see it, how it plays out. I'm ready for the swerves. Now, and I'm going to talk about that, but I'll be last to talk about that. But I'm going to hand it off to you, Juve. Who you got and why? If you want to break it down, take all the time you want.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
No. Two big takeaways for me for this story, right? This entire story, yeah, there's the subtext that, hey, CM Punk brought Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to WWE. But this story is one big love letter to Paul Heyman. Is really what it's on the surface. It's a love letter to Paul Heyman and his influence. We're indirectly saying that Roman Reigns' entire reign was because he had the wise man. We're saying, we look at CM Punk, that's my best friend, right? He knows the influence of a Paul Heyman. And Seth Rollins and his mic work, he's done with Paul Heyman and letting him know what's going on with these two, right? It's not a championship match, but it's for the heart of Paul Heyman, right? That's the title on the line. The bigger thing and the more fascinating thing to me is that while Roman Reigns may not be a full-on babyface, I consider him a babyface now. Seth Rollins, he's been wilding out for a little bit, but I'd still consider him a babyface. CM Punk, a babyface. However, the only babyface in this story is Paul Heyman. These are three heels, this entire story.
Good point.
I have never felt bad for Paul Heyman the way I felt bad for Paul Heyman on Monday Night Raw. When Roman Reigns shoved him down, muffed him.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But not. Because here's the thing. Let's break this down, right? Roman Reigns has been using Paul Heyman's influence for years. And somehow can't see that Paul Heyman is just trying to be a man of his word. That's all he's trying to do, is be a man of his word. And the only reason he has to be a man of his word is because nobody else wanted to team with Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman went and got CM Punk for Roman Reigns, hence the favor. It's Roman Reigns' fault he's in the situation.
How dare you, sir?
Nobody, like Seth Rollins said, Seth Rollins was the first choice, and he wasn't about to do it. There was no other option. So Paul Heyman went and got that fourth man, CM Punk, the fifth man, CM Punk, for Roman Reigns to fight Roman Reigns' war along his side. We get CM Punk, who, if that's my best friend, I shouldn't be doing this just to get a favor in return. If that's my best friend, I'm going to do it off GP because that's my guy. But he did it for the favor. He's manipulating his best friend. CM Punk is. So we got a guy, Roman Reigns, who's so caught up in himself that he can't see that his guy, Paul Heyman, is doing it for him. We have CM Punk, who's manipulated his best friend for a favor. And it turns out the favor itself is to further manipulate Paul Heyman. He manipulated Paul Heyman to get a favor, and the favor is to manipulate him more, just to stick it to Roman Reigns. And then we got Seth Rollins, who is the straw stirring up the entire thing. He's given Paul Heyman truthful bars, but only for his own personal achievement as well. He hates CM Punk. And he hates what Roman Reigns has become, but Roman Reigns became that because Seth Rollins did it. Seth Rollins did it.
He's not lying.
You know what I'm saying? None of these men are good men in this story. The only good man is the guy who sacrificed and then is just trying to be a man of his word, Paul Heyman. He's the only good dude here. And I'm compelled by this. It's compelling stuff, right? Here's how I see this going. Roman Reigns, what an ungrateful man. He shoved Paul Heyman down only because he wouldn't let Paul Heyman explain himself. And he was so caught up in his feelings, right? CM Punk on Monday Night Raw, he saw Roman Reigns pull up, put his arm around him, talking to him. Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend. Looks up at Roman Reigns. Yeah, you see me with my best friend? Right? Seth Rollins. Now, the whole like, you owe me a favor because I didn't stomp your face into the ground, that's kind of whack. But he at least is giving Paul Heyman the game. Yo, the guy, your long-term business partner, this is how he treating you. Your best friend, this is how your best friend treats you, right? They both left you. Roman Reigns left you to get murked by Solo Sikoa. You asked CM Punk for his help, and he left you to get murked by Solo Sikoa. You know what I think is an interesting turn of events? Seth Rollins with a new manager. I'm going Seth Rollins, and I think he pins CM Punk.
Okay.
That was beautiful.
Okay.
Now, I got to poke a hole in your theory.
Hit me.
Here we go. Here we go.
What did you say? Who did you say was the face in this situation?
Paul Heyman.
Here's why he's not.
Okay.
Number one, let me take you back to Money in the Bank 2013.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, CM Punk was betrayed by Paul Heyman.
Absolutely.
Before. And when Punk tried to settle his feud with when Paul Heyman tried to settle his feud with CM Punk, what happened? He threw Curtis Axel.
Oh yeah,
Curtis Axel at him. And then, hold on. Right back.
Yeah.
And then when they couldn't get it done, Brock Lesnar.
Love that match.
When Punk went against the Shield, who he had aligned himself with secretly, Punk was injured during TLC 2012. So we could say this story has been going on since Survivor, since the Shield debuted, since Survivor Series 2012, right? CM Punk fights Ryback in a Hell in a Cell match. Kane's Paul Heyman, whatever. Remember, Ryback got involved because of what happened between Curtis Axel and CM Punk, where if Punk won, he got Paul Heyman to himself. Paul Heyman is always throwing other people at the original person he betrayed for his own problems.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he didn't necessarily betray Roman Reigns, but he kind of did because he chose CM Punk over Roman Reigns. You're talking about a guy who wrote bounce checks in ECW. A guy who Tommy Dreamer was left high and dry. He was told not to take a $750,000 pay upgrade to sign with WCW. The company will fall if you leave. And then when Tommy stayed, guess who was getting funding on the side from Vince McMahon? Guess who walked out on Raw in 2001 right after ECW folded? Paul Heyman. Vince McMahon asked Paul Heyman, "Have you ever lied?" And you know what Paul Heyman said? He said, "I lie because I'm a promoter." He explains why he does the slimy things that he does. He's betrayed Brock Lesnar. He's betrayed CM Punk. He's betrayed Roman Reigns. If you are a Paul Heyman guy, you are going to get betrayed one way or another. So knowing that information, how can you tell me that Paul Heyman is the good guy in this situation? If anything, he's got the most dirt out of everybody because Seth Rollins created this monster that is the tribal chief Roman Reigns. But CM Punk created this monster that is Seth Rollins. They all created monster versions of each other. But it's funny because CM Punk said he was a Paul Heyman guy. Roman Reigns became a Paul Heyman guy. But you know who didn't become a Paul Heyman guy, but who respected Paul Heyman? Seth Rollins. And it all leads back to Paul Heyman because of him being a writer for SmackDown, because of him being a manager and managing the 3 longest reigning champions of WWE. And you don't think that Paul Heyman, with his back against the wall, doesn't have an ace in the hole? His ace in the hole is Seth Rollins. But he knows that if he does align with Seth Rollins, it's over. It's over between him and Punk. It's over between him and Roman Reigns. And Roman has already basically said, look, I can't trust you because now you're doing the same thing. Hey, Devin, tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying, bro. Paul Heyman is doing the same thing to Roman Reigns that Sami Zayn did to him with Kevin Owens. I can't betray you over. I can't betray my best friend over you. I can't. You know why? Because there's multiple alliances and the real blood there always starts with the people who were there from you from the beginning. Roman Reigns wasn't there from the beginning. So yeah, he'll probably swerve you guys and make you think, hey, yeah, I'm going to align with Seth Rollins, and then chair shot from Paul Heyman to the back of Seth Rollins, which would be poetic for Roman. And then as soon as Roman gets ready to spear Seth Rollins, ooh-ah, chair to the back of Roman Reigns by Paul Heyman. Get it over with. Hand the chair to CM Punk and walk away. GTS, 1, 2, 3. Your winner is CM Punk. Because out of everybody in this match, I believe Punk has the most to gain because of the vitriol that he faced when he came back. And this would be a great way to rub it in Seth's face, into Roman's face, because Seth couldn't be trusted. Paul Heyman couldn't be trusted. Punk stayed loyal to Paul Heyman. He was even loyal to Roman. But when it's winner take all, it has to be CM Punk. Rollins doesn't have to win this, but if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on Punk. But if you want to end this between Roman and Rollins, Roman has got to get a clear pin, which he has before in the past. But in this feud altogether, get rid of it. They talk about Roman has never beaten Rollins on TV. Yes, he has. He's pinned him multiple times. You guys just
not for the title though.
He did it, but never for a title. But he has done it on a SmackDown, and he has done it on a Raw. It has been done. The fact of the matter is, CM Punk is going to be the deciding factor, not Paul Heyman. Yeah, he'll be the chess piece, but I see him getting ready. I know what that look means, because the funny fact is, when you said Seth Rollins, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great.
This is perfect.
This is perfect because we all have reasons. And Devin is like,
we know where he's going.
We know exactly where he's going. We know where he's going. I got Punk, man. I'm sorry.
Yo.
That's perfect. I'm glad you picked Rollins.
Facts.
You had a great thesis, and it all makes sense. But we're talking about a guy who cannot be the person who can't be trusted the most is Paul Heyman.
Facts.
Can't hide behind Brock Lesnar no more.
He's babyface right now until the end of the night.
Yeah,
he's not a babyface. He's just a sympathetic figure right now.
In real life, not a babyface at all.
You know me.
Mr. Bob Ricks, you hear me? I need a double solo.
That's why I
Jews,
said you need like 25 of them.
Facts.
Dallas. I don't appreciate their picks. So, Mr. Botrix, hit me with a succession of solos. Now, Mr. Botrix.
Solo! Solo! Solo!
Yeah, get a triple. Get out of here, man.
Oh man.
First of all, Paul Heyman's a wrestling thought.
Oh,
It's not a face.
Oh,
It's not a heel.
golly.
It's for the wrestling streets. He's a thought. I said it.
Oh,
Can't trust that man. Thoughting everywhere. Yeah, I said it.
High value men enjoy some Paul Heyman.
yo, this is one of the best podcast shows I've been on.
I swear.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I couldn't have asked for anything better tonight.
So it's funny how everybody's going for their own pick. I'm gonna be, you already know who I'm going for. But before I talk about who I'm going for, I'm gonna talk about the narrator behind the scenes, the man who has the pen, which is Papa H. What he loves to do is misdirection. He loves misdirection. He gets you to focus here, focus there. And right now, he got us focused on Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, or focus on Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Because like he did, like to your point, when Royal Rumble, he gave us the focus on the top guys, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena, even Seth Rollins. But he was cooking with Jey Uso, and I did not see that.
Right.
And I think he's going to pull the same play for this triple threat. That there is a misdirection. I'm still trying to figure out, but I do know he has a misdirection play in his playbook, and he's going to utilize it for the main event. It is not that crystal clear. I cannot see it. I cannot see CM Punk aligning with Paul Heyman again. I can't see it. I refuse to see it for Seth lining up with Paul Heyman. It is just not crystal clear. Now, we've been getting a little, we're saying that, hey, Tribal Chief, he's face, but we've been getting a little bit of heel. I don't know if he's playing mind games using Paul Heyman and he's just playing a part. It could be, or I could just be thinking out there, thinking outside the box because I'm trying to figure out this misdirection play. It maybe is, and maybe it is so. But, or maybe there's a third player too that we get brought in. Somebody from Paul Heyman's past. Maybe this is a reason that, how you bring Brock Lesnar back. Because Paul Heyman's trying to get himself out of this situation. So how do you get yourself out of this situation? I'm gonna bring one of my guys. I'm gonna be an advocate again. I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, there is somebody else that we can pull from the past.
Ryback coming back?
No.
I'm sorry.
Maybe because remember the last year he.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is that my wifey? Yup, that's wifey. Hold on. Stop the phone. That's the only person I'm going to stop. Hold your comment. We got wifey in the building. Everybody in the YouTubicles, get your ones up for my heart, my moon, my stars, my everything. AKA the queen, which is for the queen of interior design. She got that eye. For the queen of the TikTok realm, on the way to 10,000 followers. Get your ones up for wifey. What's up, wifey?
I wish to be in love like that.
Oh, you will. You will.
Make sure I put that out each time.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. God got
start bottling that. Start bottling that energy up and selling it. Guaranteed marriage rates will go up by 89%.
Facts.
Yeah, it's my
Facts,
wifey right there. Shout out to wifey. Just let you know, I did slow up on the acknowledgments, but not for my wifey. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hold on. I see wifey in the chat. I got to acknowledge my
She
babe.
said those 40-year-old lungs are strong.
Strong.
Yes.
4 G's. Strong. Yeah.
I acknowledge her, and also
Facts.
acknowledge this from Paul Heyman's past. What's up with The Rock?
Hey now. I think you found the misdirection that I was searching for.
What's up with The Rock? I mean, I know John Cena aligned with him, but who from this triple threat could you see aligning with The Rock?
Ooh,
That's it.
that's an amazing question. Got me actually thinking.
Because there's other people that are left for The Rock to recruit. Is it Rollins? Is it Rollins and Cena? Is it Punk and Cena? Or is it Roman and Cena?
Tribal chief.
Because Heyman would align with The Rock, and that means whoever Heyman aligns with is coming to The Rock. But that would also include John Cena. And if Cena wins and we get a situation where whoever from this triple threat leaves with Paul Heyman and joins The Rock and Cena's champion, that's one hell of a WrestleMania 41 ending.
Out of the three, who needs it more?
Juve, you want to answer this one?
Well, my thing is, at this juncture, I don't see any of the three lining up with them.
Because that's the great part.
That's the misdirection.
You don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose, it'd be Rollins. Because I see Rollins. He's so caught up with righting the wrongs. His whole thing is righting the wrongs. CM Punk is a cancer to wrestling. He tried to leave us and kill this company. I need to right that wrong. Roman Reigns, he went out. He's a part-timer. He does the light work while we do the heavy work. I need to right that wrong. So I could see that Seth Rollins, who's so self-righteous that he's a little bit blinded within himself, join up with the final boss who has all the power, plus the previous face of the place, to right all the wrongs. So if I had to choose, I'd say Seth Rollins.
All right, put a pause. Hold on.
Oh,
I got my daughter in the building too. I got to acknowledge my oldest. Everybody in the itchy, twitchy dimension, get your ones up for Twitch content creator. Yeah, it's all in the family. Get your ones up for Twitch content creator, princess of the TikTok realm. She got thousands of followers. Get your ones up for Too Pretty T, aka my oldest. What's going on, my daughter? Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you can make it.
You're right. Man. Rollins probably might need this the most, but then think about it. Someone who's getting their first WrestleMania main event, who's known to also do a little betrayal on his side, somebody who really couldn't stand The Rock. You know, sometimes your worst enemies could be your biggest allies. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Punk would be able to hog the WrestleMania main event spotlight. He would be able to have the power that because he always went against the authority. But if he's now part of that authority, what would CM Punk do?
That is a great point.
You know what? I can actually see Seth be part of the authority again with The Rock, because this is how you build Rock versus the tribal chief, because you're picking his sworn enemy now.
Mm-hmm.
his greatest rival, Seth freaking Rollins. And I could actually see that because Papa H is long term. And I could see this being built for next year WrestleMania because of Seth aligning himself with The Rock. Because I've been searching for this misdirection, and dang it, why is Seth Rollins just being right in the middle of it?
Ooh, I just thought about something. Devin, let's add to that. If you get Seth Rollins, at any point during the women's division, you get Becky Lynch too, because now she's part of that. Yeah. You're going to need some authority. You're going to need a strong name for the women's division. And let's say Punk is out of the way with that, and he's like, Seth and Becky are both trying to take over. I think I'm going to need a little bit of help. Let me turn to the only person that I gave my last name to that could help me during these dark times, these times of trial and tribulation. Let me crack open a Pepsi and think about it. Let me ask her to put on her Chuck Taylors one more time for me. Give me AJ Lee. And then from there on, what's going on, whatever happens with Cena, get that ball rolling. And if The Rock is acting up and doing all that, who's going to take The Rock down? Well, it can't be Cody because Cena just took the title off him if that's the way they go. So who's the only person that knows The Rock better than anybody that could take that away from him and take away his authority and restore order? Oh, you might need to call the tribal chief. This story is so good. There's so many ways that you can go with this.
Hold on, I gotta take another pause. I gotta acknowledge my baby brother. He in here trolling the chat. First of all, I'm going to solo you doing all this CM Punk in my chat. First of all, everybody in the YouTubicles, get your ones up for AKA King of the Caps. He loves to tell lies. That's why he's King of the Caps. AKA my baby brother. Get your ones up for Johnny Autism, AKA the final boss. Do it now, Mr. Bobrix. Do it now.
Solo!
Thank you. You're going to get solo everywhere. All right. Man. Y'all already made y'all picks. Yeah, y'all already did that. I'm still on.
Yeah, we at this point we making selling points. We already know what time it is.
We just want to see how you get there.
Misdirection or not, I'm.
Uh-oh. I better not hear that doubt in your voice.
It happened before because we did a Royal Rumble prediction, and my boy, he swerved me really. No, he swayed me.
Yeah, that was good.
He made me pick not my favorite human being, saying I would not do that again.
Yeah, we were still wrong.
Yeah, we
but
were.
Man, killed that one. Killed it.
I don't care. Even if I lose my title, I don't care. At least I do it for my tribal chief.
You willing to lose your title for your tribal chief?
I am. I am. I'm going with my tribal chief, standing tall. But I'm curious about this fallout, this misdirection. But I think we figured it out. But it is decided. Tribal chief is winning in the triple threat. It is for you, my tribal chief. For you, I will sacrifice my title. Decided.
Okay.
I can't go back. It is. It's set in stone.
And we all picked each contestant.
We did.
We did.
Somebody wrong.
That's so dope.
Two people are going to be wrong. I just
Facts, right? So I chose Seth Rollins, and I have him pinning CM Punk. Who do you guys have taking the fall?
I have CM Punk pinning Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Hold on, man. Let me solo you for that real. Take care of that. That was disgusting.
Solo!
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Bob Rick. I got Seth taking the pin.
I kind of knew that was coming around too. Here's another reason why I'm going with Seth and especially over CM Punk, because Roman Reigns has not. I can't remember the Raw SmackDown match, right? But definitively in matches that people remember, Roman Reigns has not beaten Seth Rollins. I think when he does, it has to be in a definitive one-on-one match. For two, Seth Rollins, he won the steel cage match, but he didn't win the steel cage match against CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Roman Reigns and CM Punk down the line, one-on-one. So I think Seth pinned CM Punk to push forward that Reigns is still not beating Rollins, but for Seth Rollins to finally actually get that definitive pin over CM Punk.
Brother, I hate it when you make sense. I really do.
It's a big club.
I know. At times, I hate when your logic is sound. You too, Dallas. You're on the verge on that too. I hate when y'all be making sense. I just hate it. I'm be honest. I hate it. I hate it with my heart. I was getting swayed almost, but nah, I can't take it back. I'm on this. Seth is taking the pin. I got Seth taking the pin. He's eating it. He's built to take pins. He is. So, all right. I think we got it for the main event for night one. We're going for the second time. I'm a speed run through some of these matches for night two because they are speed run worthy.
Few of them.
Yeah. We could save the two. We could really get dig in on the last two for the triple threat and then Cody and Cena. But the rest, let's speed run. All right. The Sin City street fight. Who you got?
Drew.
What's in? Yeah, I got Drew too. It is.
Drew.
Yeah, it's decided. Yep, there we go. That's real quick. That's what I'm talking about. All right, another speed run. AJ Styles, Logan Paul. Who you got?
I originally said AJ Styles, but I'm actually gonna change my pick. I got Logan Paul. Everything Karrion Kross touches dies. Scarlett explained that, and I'll just make this quick. Everything Karrion Kross touches dies. Look at the Bloodline. Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the New Day. Dead. Wyatt Six. You don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
Look at Miz. Ridiculously overpowered by what happened. AJ Styles turning into the evil AJ Styles that we all remember. The crash out. He is so manipulated by Karrion Kross that it's going to be his downfall.
I like that. And quick shout, because I never thought I'd be a Karrion Kross guy.
Me neither.
But I am on the way.
Dev, Juve, there's something I wanted to say about this.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Karrion Kross, this character, we've had this character before.
Yes.
Sean O'Hare.
Hell of a pickup.
I was just saying that's a good one.
Hell of a catch.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Sean O'Hare was a great what if. He could have been something, man. Size, speed, agility, could move.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, not to because I looked this up for you, Juve, and I wanted to give you proper credential.
Yeah.
September 15, 2014. Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins on SmackDown.
Okay.
December in 2014, Roman wins. That's 2-0.
Okay.
Money in the Bank, Seth won. Another match, Seth won. May 29th, 2017, Roman Reigns wins.
Okay.
So they've it's 4-4 technically.
Got you. And nobody counts those.
Yeah. hey, somebody
Raw, SmackDown,
Somebody was like, "Yo, Undertaker never pinned Brock Lesnar." I'm like, "Yeah, no, he did." Triple threat on SmackDown with him and the Big Show and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar took the last ride. He was like, "No, he did." I sent him the match. He was like, "What?" He was like, where was I? I'm like, not there. Not only
Not
there. Not there.
True.
I see you're
True.
a wrestling historian as well.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some weird wrestling facts that I do hold. I won't say any, but I'll give you one. WrestleMania 2000 is the only WrestleMania that didn't have a traditional one-on-one match.
Yep.
Here's another one. Unless Io Sky wins, Taka Michinoku is the only Japanese-born wrestler to win at WrestleMania. So hey, Juve, you gotta promise me when I tell you this, you cannot laugh. What I'm about to say is an absolute fact.
Okay.
In the last 27 years, a 10-year-old has more wins at WrestleMania than a Japanese-born wrestler, especially for a championship.
Shout out to Nicholas. Shout out to Nicholas.
Snooki has a better WrestleMania record.
You pulled that out.
Oh my.
Yeah. What a time. What a time. Shout out to Nicholas.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going with, I know we're kind of going through these. I'm going with Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, I'm taking Logan Paul.
Me too. Wow, we were unanimous on that. You know what? I like Logan Paul. I know some people don't like him. I like him. Yeah, take the headphones off. Yeah, let me get the mic real quick. I like him. Oh, you gonna take the shirt off? Okay.
Getting ready.
All right, cool. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Hey, I want the smoke. You already know me.
I hear you.
I don't care.
He's I enjoy Logan Paul. He's a great athlete. He's a great performer. I won't call him a great wrestler, but he is easily he can follow the lead of competent wrestlers. AJ Styles is a great competent wrestler to make this thing happen. Yeah, but I'm going Logan Paul. That pulverizer finisher is straight create a player. His moveset is very like create a wrestler 6.
Yeah,
but that pulverizer is fire, and AJ
it.
is the right opponent to hit that on.
Yeah, I got Logan Paul, and you know what? We might get a Karrion Kross sighting because I can see them tree branch. I can see them tree branch off and do AJ against Karrion Kross. By the way, Karrion Kross has been doing
phenomenal
excellent work on the camera, and I'm glad he finally got the chance to show it in the ring because he was milking his time, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. And he got to show the people of like, you know, hey, this is what I can do. And he took that opportunity. He just swung for the fences. I'm glad he hit a home run with that. So shout out to Karrion Kross.
For sure.
All right. You got the World Women's Tag Team Championship. I think this is pretty easy who to go with. I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna go with Liv and Raquel retaining. I think this is where Lyra and Bailey have some inner torment. I think Bailey's gonna go heel and just. I'm good. I'm good.
Liv and Raquel. I have nothing else to say.
Right. Yeah, Liv and Raquel. I don't know if she goes heel here, but we definitely further the dissension at the very least.
Yeah, I think Lyra just needs something because, like I said about the World Raiders, I'm tired of these weekly challengers, and they be doing that for Lyra. It gives her no substance at all. And she really needs a feud. And I think they're building something with Bailey.
Yeah.
Especially when they had that match. I think it was last Monday.
Last week.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, and you can see the frustration with Bailey when she lost. I'm like, there's something right there they're trying to build. And I'm like, let's dig in more with that.
Bailey's in a spot where, I mean, it's a true feud for Lyra. I think Bailey eventually wins the title. Bailey's in a weird spot that, like, I mean, she just turned babyface, a year and a half ago?
Yes.
Like, I've never seen such, for lack of a better term, a fall off after winning the Women's World Championship last year.
That must be studied.
The Rumble and the championship, and it seemed like it just went, and now we just kind of have this nothing of note for the last 6-7 months.
You know what they could do? Who recently just had a heel turn in the women's division? That
Naomi.
Naomi, yeah.
So an alliance between Bailey and Naomi, which would tie into the storyline of Bianca and Jade, because Bianca trusted Bailey finally. but that Bailey is her trigger
Right.
because of damage control.
Long-standing issues there.
Long-term booking.
Gotta love it. All right, moving right along. I'm glad how we breezing past, but we ain't gonna breeze past this though.
Boy.
Right. Let's pump the brakes. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, the Balor Club. We got Penta, who's just been having a phenomenal run since his debut. And we, of course, got the Intercontinental Champion. You better watch your stomach because he's going to spear the bejesus out of you. Now, this feud between the four of them, I have been enjoying.
I'm glued.
I don't think you can pick a wrong choice. Anybody can walk out as champion. Either Braun can retain, Penta can come out there, Finn, or Dirty Dom can steal it. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna pick Dirty Dom. I see him actually stealing the title, maybe pinning Finn Balor, quick roll up, and I think that's how we finally get this Judgment Day, kicking Finn Balor out the Judgment Day story to conclude by using Dominic Mysterio stealing the Intercontinental Champion. Because if Dom is going to win, most definitely Braun is not taking a pin at all. He's going to be super pissed, super PO, and that's going to look scary too. But like I said, every man stakes a good case from Penta to Finn. I can see Finn if he wanted to. And even Penta as well. But that's my pick. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio stealing the Intercontinental Champion. I think it'll be a good look. It is decided. Whoever wants to pick, I'm just going to throw it up. Alley, whoever wants to take it.
I'll windmill this shit. It's that your new Intercontinental Champion is Dominic Mysterio. Ooh. Let me tell you why. Because either it's going to be a combination of somebody next to Finn Balor laid out, and Dominic is going to be on the top rope trying to decide who to frog splash, and he's going to pick Finn Balor. Or he could accidentally get Braun could spear Balor and Dominic could throw him out, and Dominic's like, well, damn, I got to cover somebody, and he's going to cover Balor. Or he could accidentally get super kicked into Balor, fall down on him, and just pin him like that, like a la Backlash 2007. But Dominic is going to pull some strings because he is a Mysterio / Guerrero. He is of that pedigree. And one thing about him is he's the biggest underdog because all these guys have World Heavyweight Championship written all over them. And this protects Braun Breaker. This protects Penta. Balor can afford to take a pin like this because he's not being beaten or buried. It protects everybody, and it pushes Dominic to the moon.
Well said.
I first want to say I am enjoying Penta, but not as hard as they're trying to push Penta to be the guy. I need to push them a little like, yo, Penta, like really like this guy. I think sometimes he could be a little like not on point. I don't want to say sloppy, but not on point.
Okay.
But I enjoy Penta. I also enjoy how Finn Balor is jealous. Boys, you're jealous, Kenny. You're jealous. Finn Balor is jealous, and it's nasty work. For a guy who says that there is no leader in the Judgment Day, he is tight when anyone else makes a decision. Mm-hmm. I can tell Liv is putting a battery in Dom's back, trying to be a good woman to Dom, and they getting tired of it. Braun Breaker is basically babyface by default, just by sheer charisma and having. There's a lot of spears out here. He may have the most powerful spear right now. Roman Reigns has the most epic spear, the most main event spear.
Yeah.
But Braun Breaker has the most power. The way he speared Carlito, right?
He flipped as he speared Carlito. Like I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Much more naturally than the Bobby Lashley spear.
Yes.
Yes.
It's more like a cheap roll.
Yeah,
You know?
right. One of my favorite spears when I really knew WWE production was wildin' was the spear he hit on Ludwig Kaiser last year. The bird's eye view spear. Oh, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. The new Intercontinental Champion. I gave a bit of a spoiler. You see how who I kicked out of there.
Yep.
Dominic Mysterio.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he will pin Finn Balor.
We're all in sync.
We all in sync. Do you remember how the legendary, his daddy, Eddie Guerrero, won his first championship?
Oh, yes.
China was laid out. I don't even remember who the other participant was. China was laid out. He cradled China and just fell to the mat. 1, 2, 3. We're going to find a way for Dom to pin Finn. Maybe it'll be a little more on purpose. We're going to find a way for Dom to pin Finn. And Dom's going to be like, come on, man. We said it's going to be in the Judgment Day, man. You know what I'm saying? Be happy for me. I'm your guy. Finn go be jealouser and jealouser. And eventually, listen, I can see Raw on Monday being the day they kick Finn out. It's boiling up. It's boiling too hot. It's boiling too hot. They've been talking about a new member. I don't know who the new member would be. I know there's Aleister Black supposedly coming back. He feels like more of a leader to me than a guy who would fall in with them, although he has that dark aesthetic. But yeah, I think we get a new champ. I think it's Dom. Imagine the heat when Dom, look at Dom. They already boo him anyway.
Yes, they do.
Imagine him winning this way. And then imagine him walking out on Monday Night Raw with his cutie little blonde chick with her women's tag team championship.
Wonderful sight.
What a hateable sight.
Man. Finn Balor is going to be on one.
Stop it right there. Shut the music down. Shut it down.
Wait a minute.
Water. Right. Straight up, man. Yeah. Dominic, man, in the name of his daddy, Eddie Guerrero.
He's Uncle Eddie's son. I tell you that.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
a reason. For a reason.
Facts.
And I'm here for the fallout. I just want to see how mad Finn Balor's gonna get. He's gonna be pissed. My man gonna be soon as he take that pin from Dom. It's gonna be Ninja Turtles Raphael mad. That's how pissed he's gonna be. I'm here for it. Oh man. You know what? Shout out to Liv Morgan, because I think low-key she's been like the leader of the Judgment Day. The way she's been planning,
Facts.
organizing, almost in a motherly role. Like
In
the
a discreet wife role.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As the guy who's not married. She's got the plan.
Yes.
But she's got her guy making all the moves.
Yes.
And all she has to do is be hot and a champion and be convincing enough. Yeah, she's moving all the pieces right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Liv Morgan.
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We are getting there. Mr. Bobrix, help me out with the graph. Who we got? Let's kick it off. We're almost getting there. Last two matches. Here we go. Triple threat for night 2.
Oh man.
Man. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this story. Like, how did we get here? But we got Rhea Ripley going against Bianca Belair and Io Sky. I gotta be real. This is probably one of Papa H stories that just it got a little murky. It got a little murky. You was I was like, how is Rhea just I gotta suspend my disbelief. Is that what we doing?
Man,
listen.
Like, help me out here. Like, make it make sense because the math ain't math and how she lost clean. Rhea Ripley lost clean to Io Sky. She lost her title. And just because Bianca Belair was out there ringside, it's a reason for you to get back in. Nah, I can't buy that. The story is not logically, it's not making sense to me. So help me out, brothers. How did we get here? I'll let you take it from here, Dallas.
we got here because some women around here don't like to take accountability for their actions.
There we go. Accountability. There's that word again.
It's funny because we have a Seth Rollins on our hands here in Rhea Ripley. You know, if I remember correctly, WrestleMania 38. That was interesting. Who was Rhea Ripley's tag team partner for WrestleMania 38? Liv Morgan, right? And after losing to Sasha Banks and Naomi on April 18th, 2022, if I remember that date correctly, you attacked Liv Morgan and disbanded from her. And if I remember correctly, that was the same year, same pay-per-view, Judgment Day was created. And then you joined Judgment Day. Okay. So then when we fast forward to Liv Morgan coming after your championship and getting her get back on you, that wasn't good enough for you because she took something from you, not knowing you took something from her, which was your friendship. She was just fighting back. Then when you have this thing going on between you and Damian and Liv and Dom, now you've lost your identity because you've lost your championship. Then when you get your championship back, oh, and by the way, your other best friend is back in Judgment Day as well now. Now when you get your title back, Charlotte Flair's words to you ring loud and correct. You still act like a child. You're not the modern day Stone Cold Steve Austin, but you are one hell of a talent. But because of what Rhea has done, she doesn't understand that consequences come in all shapes and sizes. And one of those sizes seems to be a size that you have perfected a craft against, but you can't beat, which is Io Sky, because she's had your number. Oh, yeah, you beat Bianca in NXT, but you didn't beat her on the main roster. As a matter of fact, she beat you in a gauntlet match, and she walked out of Elimination Chamber, the same match that you were in. She did it twice. So you got two people that you have problems with, and you can't sit there and blame yourself and then turn around and then blame the person who rightfully earned the spot. Both women earned. It should be Rhea against Bianca, in my opinion. But Devin, Juve, they WrestleMania 24 this main event. Let me explain. You know where I'm going with this. WrestleMania 24 was my second WrestleMania I attended. I was 19 years old. The main going into the Royal Rumble, Randy Orton wins. He retains against Jeff Hardy. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble. So I'm like, what I asked for a year ago, I wanted John Cena versus Randy Orton, WrestleMania 24. Out of nowhere, out of absolutely nobody, here's Triple H. We just wanted Orton and John Cena. We could have had that at so many different WrestleManias, and we didn't get that. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. Cover athletes for 2K24. Biggest stars you got right now as far as active and charisma and gaining reaction from the crowd, whether it be negative or positive. Big storylines for both in the last year. Why is Io Sky in the picture when you could have put Io Sky in the Intercontinental title picture so Lyra Valkyria had a legitimate challenger that she had already beaten to get to that championship, but who was a world champion?
Cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So why is Io really here? Okay, you want to put some respect. You want a Japanese wrestler to win a world title. Okay, that's fine. But you got the Intercontinental Championship right there. Hell, you got the United States Championship right there. You didn't, the value of the Intercontinental Championship has went down. And the United States Championship, because it's not even being defended at WrestleMania. What's the point? It's now become like the Speed Championship.
Oh, dang.
Here's why I'm picking Bianca Belair. I told you I'm picking Bianca Belair to win this because of Naomi, and because I feel the biggest story coming out of this would be Bianca finally settling her long-time running feud with Rhea, which they teased the night after WrestleMania 39. They also teased this match before War Games. Let's move on to that. Let's have Rhea and Bianca and Io have their little one-off. Maybe there's a rematch at Backlash. Bianca wins again. But this time, Naomi needs to come into the fold. And Naomi or Jade have to be the one to take that title off Bianca Belair. And that is what will make this, because if Io wins, then what? Unless Asuka shows up and helps her retain, that would be cool. But where do we go from there? If Rhea Ripley wins, where do we go from there? Because now, okay, you gave her the title back. There's nobody else for her to face. Unless you build up Roxanne Perez off the ground, but you know, Tiffany Stratton's right there, so you can't do that. So who from NXT is going to come and stop Rhea Ripley? Who on the main roster is going to stop her? We all know she's Triple H's favorite, and he's booking her the way he would have booked China if he had the chance to. I got Bianca.
Well said. Broken down
Okay.
very well. Very
Okay.
well.
I want to discuss each of these ladies really quickly. Dallas's word today is accountability. My word today is entitled white woman. Rhea Ripley lost. She lost clean.
Yes, she did.
And she got a rematch. And she lost her cool and got DQ'd. Why is she in this match? Ooh, she's got a beef. So does the entire women's division. They all want to be in this match. Why is Rhea Ripley in this match? Storyline wise. Shoot wise, why is Io Sky in this match? They should have just ran Rhea and Bianca a dream match, because the only difference from the WrestleMania 24 main event is that we'd seen John Cena and Randy Orton before in some form or fashion. We'd seen John Cena and Triple H in some form or fashion, Triple H and Randy Orton in some form or fashion. We've not seen in a substantial way Rhea and Bianca at this state, at this level. I was wondering, what do you do with Io Sky? But when you said put her in the Intercontinental title division against the woman who beat her, there it is. Right? There it is. Why is Rhea Ripley in this match? Io Sky is the champion and Bianca Belair won at Elimination Chamber.
That's it. Boom.
So I'm not at my pick yet. However, anybody but Rhea. Anybody but Rhea can win this match, and I'll be okay with it. Io Sky. Not only is she the Randy Orton in this from WrestleMania 24, she's also the Chris Benoit from WrestleMania 20. Shawn and Triple H they had the personal beef until Chris came in. And just like Io, it's a matter of respect and it's a matter of the championship. That's what I'm here for. Respect me, and I'm trying to get this gold. Io is getting muffed out her socks weekly.
Left and right.
And while she's a great talent, the tough part about her reign is that she's not great at English. So her promos amount to, I'm the women's world champion. So it's hard to make like emotional connections with Io Sky feuds. Because all she can say is that she's a women's world champion. Right? Bianca Belair. Another reason this story bothers me is because while they are raucous and vocal, I am very uncomfortable with how those European crowds treat Bianca Belair. Not just this European stint, but every time they go overseas, those European crowds boo Bianca Belair. And it does not sit right with me.
No.
There's underlying whatever-y to it. It bothers me the way they treat Bianca Belair. When Bianca Belair, especially, is justified in being annoyed with how this whole thing is going. And then when they announced Rhea Ripley, she just sucked up. Was like, you know what? Get in this match. Get in this match. That is a babyface trope. That's a babyface attitude. She's justified in saying you're whack for this, but she's still the all-fighting babyface and said, you know what? Throw her in too, and I'll get her up out of here. How do you not respect that? Right? But let me ask you this. Is Bianca Belair on the verge of a heel turn?
About to break that down, but go ahead.
It's very subtle. There's two things. Some of her behavior toward the end of the European tour started planting the seeds, for one. And for two, she's been wearing her golds a lot lately. Gold teeth is very threatening to the majority of the American audience.
Yeah.
It's very threatening. Like, Street Profits haven't fully turned heel, but Taz, he been wearing them golds a lot. So that part of it. But I want to ask this, man, just to jog back some things, man. The night of Elimination Chamber. What color was Bianca Belair wearing?
White.
What color was Naomi wearing?
White.
What color was Jade Cargill wearing?
Black.
On SmackDown, what color was Bianca wearing?
Black.
What color was Naomi wearing?
Black.
What color was Jade Cargill wearing?
White with blood spots.
With blood spots. Are we fully convinced that Bianca didn't have anything to do with this at all?
As a Bianca Belair enthusiast, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right
to not incriminate
to not incriminate myself, because I am part of the estate and I will not be held in contempt.
I hear you. When Jade grabbed Naomi and pulled her up for Jaded, what did Naomi say?
Bianca.
But here's the thing. To me, tonality is a thing, right? It wasn't just so much, Bianca, you were just out here. It's, Bianca, the plan's not going right. Come save me. Right? Because just like Naomi's father-in-law, Rikishi did it for somebody else.
Did it for The Rock.
Maybe Naomi did it for Bianca because Naomi is the 15-year veteran. Bianca is the face of this thing. And then we got this young upstart, Jade, who just hopped in, disrespecting Naomi's place in line and latching on to both Bianca's popularity and and Naomi's history in this business. Let's get this young buck out of here. Are we sure Bianca didn't have anything to do with it at all?
Not crystal clear. I'm still trying to figure that out.
My head says Io Sky because she is getting muffed out her socks weekly, a la Randy Orton, a la Chris Benoit. My heart is choosing Bianca Belair because I hate what Europe did to her. I want her WrestleMania streak to continue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you just got a much more compelling story if Bianca wins the championship. And it also coincides with my cousin's theory that they changed the titles. Because if they move the World Heavyweight title over, they got to move the Women's Heavyweight title over to SmackDown where Naomi and Jade are. That story is much more compelling if Bianca is over there with the title and then Naomi, fresh off a win at Mania, gets involved, which brings Jade back into the fold, right? Had Naomi just attacked Rhea like she attacked Jade, I'd be okay with Rhea being here. But like, keep that homeowner, man. Keep that homeowner shit over there, man. Keep that over there, man. But yeah, my heart says Bianca. My heart's rolling with Bianca.
Going with Bianca, it is decided. So we got two Biancas. Now, Dallas, you brought up a great question. Why is Io here? I think she's a catalyst for Bianca's heel turn. I think she's a main ingredient that she's going to be used to turn Bianca. You know, it's crazy. Those last couple of weeks for Bianca, she was making strong points about Rhea Ripley. And I always say heels make great points. And she's on that precipice of being a heel, wearing this black lipstick like she used to do back in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Like she used to be in our all black lipstick. I remember heel Bianca is something nice.
Beautiful.
Yes. And that's something we haven't yet to see on the main roster.
Since Royal Rumble 2020.
Yeah. And that piques my curiosity. Yeah, we got the perfect record for Bianca. Do we keep it going, or do we have a reason to justify her heel turn if she loses because of the circumstance that she's in, because of Rhea, which is she is the face, because you hear the crowd. You hear the crowd. Even back in the States. So I'm going to bring it to the States. I heard the crowd cheering for Rhea, booing Bianca, and I thought that was interesting now.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. You could tell the fans are really behind Rhea, but man, when you hear Bianca, she's talking facts. And I always say, heels always speak the truth, no matter if you like it or not.
They say the quiet part out loud.
Exactly.
Facts.
And in this story, yeah, Io is just getting treated left and right, totally disrespected. And if she was to lose this title, it would just be a waste. It would just be a complete waste. For her to beat the top two women at WrestleMania, then it's not a waste.
Yeah.
Then it's not a waste. And if Rhea pins Bianca, wow. The justification of her turning heel and getting some payback either on Rhea or Io, I can see that. And Both of y'all making some strong points, but man, I'm looking for the misdirection. I'm looking for the reason why, you know, EO is in this match, and I think I see the why. And I was kind of just playing with that thoughts even before too, just seeing how seeing how things are playing, and I'm leaning very heavy on EO retaining, but the fallout, I see some big fallout, especially from Bianca, and I'm ready for a heel Bianca. Now, I don't know if I can see Naomi get involved, maybe try to help Bianca. I don't see that yet, but I do see just these three ladies keeping it within the square circle. No one else is getting involved. But I can see EO winning, and I can see the reason why Bianca would be pissed off, because she was already pissed off because of Rhea getting in this match. You know, just signing her name on this contract, which just doesn't even make a lick of sense. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what they do to that. So if somebody's getting ready to purchase a car, you know what I'm saying, I could just sneak in like, no, it's mine, homie. I'm signing that right there. That's me. That's me. That's my house. I'm signing. Oh, you signing the mortgage? No, I'm signing. That's me. It don't make no sense. No sense at all. So I'm gonna go with, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna go with EO retaining over Bianca, and then Bianca's gonna get her first loss, which that's gonna piss her off too. First loss at WrestleMania. You broke up my streak, and I got reasons to point the blame. I could point the finger at Rhea. I could point the finger at EO, whatever. But I'm here for it. So yeah, it is decided. EO Sky retaining the World Women's Championship, and we about to get a heel Bianca. It is decided. That's how I feel.
That's a great pick. I picked with my heart, but that was a great pick.
Great pick.
Anybody but Rhea.
Yeah, anybody but Rhea.
Anybody but
Rhea's
Rhea.
not walking out.
Yeah,
Rhea's not walking
Anybody
out.
but Rhea.
Yeah, the reaction she gets, she's fine. She can keep on chasing. But I think EO needs this win though. She needs it. The way they've been disrespecting her, I don't like it. They just like muffing her left and right. Like you was not involved. You irrelevant. And I'm like,
Right.
Ooh, okay. All right. But any final thoughts before we
No.
move on to the final?
Nope.
Okay.
We squeezed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Squeeze it to the turnovers. No more. No more. All right, we are here. We are here. The final match, the final of the main event. Cry Baby, aka Transitional Champion, aka not the real face of the company, aka you're not a needle mover, aka you don't move the ratings on SmackDown.
Politician.
Politician, yeah. You're too scripted. You're a politician, man. And John Cena exposed you.
Hey, Roman Reigns did it first too.
He did, yup.
When he called him a politician, I'm like, that is the greatest insult I have heard for Cody Rhodes. Because it's so simple, but it's so layered.
Yeah.
Because when he called him a politician, I'm like, I started looking back at some of the stuff that he did, and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, that is, when Roman said that shit was perfect.
It was poetic. And then John Cena, when he piggybacked off what the Tribal Chief said, he just deconstructed Cody Rhodes' character. Like he broke that man down. Cody was trying to do the whole Eminem, the old 8 Mile. Let me get in front of this because I already know what you're gonna say. And it was like,
I am white.
I got it right. Right.
I do live in a trailer with my mom.
S's are difficult. I have a neck tattoo.
Yeah. And John Cena was like, man, I am above that, sir. Let's talk about the real deal. I was like,
right.
Okay. And he broke that man down so eloquently. I was like, yes. And I'm here for John Cena. I'm here for hero John Cena. I enjoy that he didn't change up his music. Makes a lot of sense. And he put the reasons why he's not going to change it because you deserve nothing. You get nothing. All right. And I'm here for it. Here we are. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Who's walking out? Let's go with Juve. Hit me.
Okay. This is so fun. I wanna pose some questions. I want to break down some thoughts. Let's pose this first before I even break it down. Do you think there's a chance John Cena could get number 18?
Ooh.
Yeah, but my question is, what does the significance of 18 represent?
The reason I ask 18 leads to my other question.
I'm listening.
John Cena getting 17 as a heel.
Okay.
Does he retire as a heel? Does the John Cena heel turn present so many avenues, right?
Mhm.
Does he get 17 as a heel, justifying the turn? Does he not get 17 because that means you got to do this shit the right way, hustle, loyalty, respect? He turned his back on the crowd and still didn't get 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those aspects of it. I'm glad you brought up that John Cena didn't change his music, didn't change his clothes. Because not only do we not get nothing as fans, right? If John Cena did change his clothes, change his song, we can maybe get a new song in Mania, but if he just immediately changed, then that means that John Cena was lying to us the whole time. This John Cena is the same exact guy. The only difference is he is sick of us. Y'all remember Half Baked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out. He's about to be out. And he is sick of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's finally just letting loose. So the fact that he's still wearing the color shirts, the jorts, he's the same guy. And I really enjoy that nuanced detail. Along with that, John Cena is sick of us and he's the heel. But he's not out here cussing. You got the babyface in the suit claiming to be the captain. He told The Rock to go F himself and then said John Cena was bullshit. Why are you the guy to carry this company?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he's right when the fans are chanting F you Cena, F you Cena, F you Cena. John Cena is still a morally upstanding guy. We're the heels.
Facts,
We're
bro.
the heels.
Facts.
Right? And then Cody comes in just because he has a suit and a dope theme song and wants to be the captain. The guy in the suit don't match the suit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so the crux. They never told me I can't wrestle. And everyone say, ooh, that's the equivalent of Kaiser's in my DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Because the crux of the issue is the type of man Cody Rhodes is. That's the issue between them. John Cena turned because he has not met a man who can carry the company the way John Cena did. With honor, with respect, and with being genuine. He says Cody Rhodes is a paper man. You're not the man to carry this. Forget the tattoo, forget the lisp. you're not the man to carry this. And that's the crux of the thing. That's what I'm finding the most fascinating. And even in that battle, part of it is because John Cena finally turned heel, but part of it is because John Cena had bars. He was getting cheered. We might have a Rock Hogan situation.
Wow.
WrestleMania 18, huh?
We come 41 between the promo work, between Cena finally going heel, between 60,000 people who want to be a part of history. We might have a Rock Hogan moment here.
Yes.
Where Cody is getting booed and Cena's getting cheered. This is going to be a fascinating study of just the human condition and how people carry this thing. Not only that, we got Backlash in St. Louis.
Randy Orton.
Yes.
Randy Orton.
Hometown.
The thing with John Cena's heel turn, too, the potential matchups, the CM Punks, the Randy Ortons, the Roman Reigns, the AJ Styles, Cena and all of his greatest enemies with the roles finally reversed. And John Cena is the guy that they always said he was. Now he's being that guy. Have babyface Randy Orton against a heel John Cena, who'd have thunk it? Right? I don't know how we get here. I don't know how Cena finally, because I don't think he retires as a heel. But I would love to see how I don't think he retires as a heel. I think he finally he sees the light somehow. We got until December. We got 8 more months. I think he sees the light somehow, apologizes or something. I think he retires as a babyface. But I think we leave WrestleMania 41 with a new world champion, John Cena. That's not even mentioning The Rock and Travis Scott.
How does The Rock get involved?
It's final boss. He'll figure it out.
All right. Love that breakdown. Dallas, you up.
Part of understanding why people do things is to look at what caused them to do things in the first place. And to understand that when John Cena sold his soul to The Rock, this was probably part of The Rock's plan post WrestleMania 40. So then let me ask you guys this. What if this whole farewell tour thing was just a lie to get Cena in the spotlight? What if Cena wins and says, screw you guys. You guys thought you were getting a retirement. You're not getting it. You're not getting that either.
And goes home.
You thought I was taking my belt and going home? No. I'm going to beat all your favorites and retire when I feel like it. So now we got a John Cena who has the power to do anything that he wants because he already had the backstage power, but we're seeing it on screen now. He's like, you know what? I got this championship. I never won an Intercontinental Championship. I think I'll go after that too. I would like to see John Cena go on a belt collector tour in the WWE and just do things that we know are so outlandish, but people will be invested in it. But that's just fantasy booking. I think the farewell tour is a lie because the greatest trick that the devil pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. And the farewell tour was a smokescreen to get Cena in the Rumble, to get Cena back in the spotlight, because there's something that he wants now. And because he wants that, he's willing to do anything in the world to get it. One thing comes to mind. Cat Williams. What did Cat Williams say? Cat Williams said, the number one thing that people do when they sell their soul in Hollywood is to act like it never happened. Did Cena really give an explanation on why he sold his soul to The Rock?
Mm-mm.
Didn't John Cena go through a humiliation ritual once he finally made it in Hollywood?
We going there, huh?
So part of Hollywood is telling a story. And this is a Hollywood story because Dev, Juve, I'm about to say the craziest thing that nobody has said yet. Bray Wyatt was right. He told you guys who John Cena was in that Firefly Funhouse match. And if you go back and you'll watch that match, everything that Bray laid out about John Cena, you are literally seeing him do right now. Cena's a bully. He does what he wants, and when he has a chance to correct it, he won't correct it because he's too in his own head, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. Bray got John Cena to turn heel and join the NWO in their match, doing the Hollywood Hogan. Fast forward now, 5 years later, we got Hollywood John Cena in Las Vegas, Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And that is the point that I'm trying to make. This guy who is willing to be humiliated on national television to make it in Hollywood. This guy who's willing to sell his soul to a man who sold his soul to Hollywood just so he can have a championship. He's willing to do anything he can to get his hands on that championship. So if he's willing to do all that just to chase, what is he willing to do to keep it? What if the farewell tour was really a lie? Just so you guys could big him up and put all the attention on him so he could overshadow the rest of the roster, because all we would be talking about is John Cena. And as soon as he turned heel, what happened? Headlines, viral, social media, everything. It's all viral now. It's part of the plan. The Rock doesn't have to be there. The Rock doesn't have to be there because he knows Cena can carry everything on his own. Did The Rock come out and explain why he recruited John Cena? Did The Rock come out and tell you guys why he did this in the first place? No. It was all part of The Rock's plan the night after WrestleMania 40 when he said, "Don't ever break my heart again."
Yep.
Because who did he have in mind afterwards? Now that he saw, because I know when Cody was holding up that championship and Cena was standing in the ring, right then and there, Cena was like, you know what? I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I brought you into this champion. I got you right where you needed to be. He's like, you know what? This is equivalent to one thing. When Vince McMahon was doing commentary for the 1996 Survivor Series match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. And the foreshadowing was so epic because Vince McMahon said, what if Bret Hart were to tap out to his own move, the sharpshooter? And then a year later, at that very same pay-per-view, the hickory dickory trickery happens. So what if John Cena lied about the farewell tour just so he could get the championship? The Rock hasn't explained anything. We still don't know who the next members of this affiliation are. We don't know if there's going to be any women involved in it, because The Rock could create his own personal faction that counters either the bloodline or counters whatever Cody, because nobody's coming to save Cody Rhodes. He has no help, no friends, nobody cares. They all got their own agenda. And I would like to see something different. Instead of having Cena win, which that's what I want, what if we got a double turn in this match? A double turn where Cena's the one who finally gets Cody to break, and Cody starts to show his heel side. And then the fans start embracing Cena more than they embrace Cody because the fans can see right through him. Because John Cena said, you haven't shown these people who you truly are. That could be a possibility. But the farewell tour is a lie, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion. It was a smoke screen. This is Dolph Ziggler at No Mercy 2016. Oh, my career's on the line. Yeah, I okay, sure. And we still got SummerSlam. So whatever Cena's plans are for SummerSlam, he's got to be at SummerSlam. So therefore, your winner will be John Cena, but Cody Rhodes this will be the final straw. This will be Crash Out Cody.
Well, they have been teasing that Cody, he'll get to that next gear, especially with that Kevin Owens match. You saw bits and pieces of, could he go to that dark side? Could he get that lethal? And he showed it a little bit. I was like, it's a little hillish. It's a little hillish. But you bring up a good point of the whole, this is a smoke screen for the retirement. This is basically a whole one big Mark Henry of a retirement speech. And I can actually see that. Like I said before, Papa H love misdirection. And it is just not so straightforward. And if it is, man, bravo, because that's something I do not see. I'm still stuck on, this is his retirement match. This is his last year. They put all the dates right there. And they're telling us what to think, though. Now I think about it. they're giving all the dates. Yeah, he's here. Next 8 months, you got him. Like, they want us to think this way. And that's the misdirection. Like, hold on, maybe I'm here next WrestleMania. I'm here in WrestleMania 42, in which I'm all for it. Now, I am down for Cena winning, but how do you get? That's the question. How do you get Cena to win without the whole WrestleMania 18 effect, the whole Hulk Hogan versus Rock? And I can't really see that unless The Rock get involved. But I think people just want, at the end of the day, they want John Cena to get that 17th title. I want John to get that 17th title. I just want to get him off Cody Rhodes. But at the end of the day, I still want John Cena to get that 17th title by any means necessary. And I don't see a way that how we can stop the crowd from cheering, because it's WrestleMania. It's 60,000 screaming fans all right there. They don't want to be there for that moment, unless there's some major fallout from it. Fallout, and then there's a follow-up, maybe Raw After Mania, because that Raw After Mania on Netflix is going to be something else. That's something you don't want to miss. I think maybe we get a lot of questions answered. Maybe the Raw After Mania, maybe the fallout right after the main event. But I'm here for it. Do we finally get the explanation of why John Cena sold his soul to The Rock, or why Rock recruited John Cena? Maybe. All these questions could be possibly answered by the end of the match or the following day. That being said, though, I don't care for Cody Rhodes. Never did, never will. I didn't care what he did in AEW. I don't care what he does in WWE. I'm keeping the same energy, my friend. And with that being said, I got John Cena winning his 17th title It is decided, but I'm trying to think of this big Mister because it's just not straight up. It has to be something that we're not seeing, but it could be to Dallas' point. That whole big retirement is just a smokescreen. It's just like a whole big psych. This ain't happening. I'm about to give you the Mark Henry dun to dun. What you got to say, Drew?
Let me offer this just as a thought. We all chose John Cena, but we talked about, and just a wrestling tenet, right? The chase, the money's in the chase.
Yeah.
The babyface chasing, right? Now, John Cena's goal, at least stated on the microphone, is that he's going to get the belt and retire and take it with him, right? What if he loses? Right? Think of this. He loses. And you have wrestling's biggest babyface of all time now in a heel role chasing. The money is in the chase. And he's chasing that last championship to retire and go home with. On some just reverse your diggery. Just a theory. Just a theory.
Good theory, though.
It's WrestleMania, and you got the two biggest baby faces. Cody Rhodes, I know how you feel. He's the captain now. I'm thinking of also the headlines the next day. The day after Mania, the news aspects of it. It's why I can see LA Knight actually winning, because he's the face of Slim Jim. The business stuff. So what better way? And it's not like, I mean, listen, John Cena's last WrestleMania, he lost to Austin Theory. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Damn, double homicide.
You know what I'm saying? So is it out of the realm of possibility to be like, hey, if this is really our captain and John Cena is set no matter what he does, what if the news on Monday says Cody Rhodes beats John Cena? And then we spend part of this heel turn in this retirement run in just some kind of Inception-like chase for John Cena. The story is the heel turn, but the story is also the championship reign. He's faced some setbacks because he lost the Rumble. Has he faced enough setbacks in this chase for whatever his goal is? Just a thought. Still going with John, but
I could see a video package of every single event where he's chasing and he loses, and then like in his final match, he finally gets it.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Similar to what AJ Styles did in TNA. So
exactly what Miss Angel just said. Seeing trying to pull.
Oh, she did?
In TNA. Yep. It's right there.
Right there. Yeah.
She needs to get out of my head.
Own it. Own it. Do you guys see Cena retiring as a heel?
No.
Ooh, nah. He's gonna go full circle.
The greatest WWE champion of all time retiring as a heel?
Absolutely not.
No.
I wonder how they pull all this off in the 8 months. I think he gets 17. Cody wins it back later this year because that's the end goal as far as the championship goes. Does Cena, who's he fight on the way? We talked about AJ. We talked about CM Punk. We talked about Orton. Talked about Roman Reigns. We talked about Roman Reigns and The Rock being viable. Does John Cena complete the trilogy against The Rock before he retires? They're 1-1.
If he wants to, if he wants his soul back,
right?
He has to beat The Rock.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense now.
Because if he's going to see the light, that means he's got to betray The Rock to do so. So is that an option? Is that a possibility? You know what I'm saying?
Do we see Cody going heel during the John Cena run of holding the title, and that's the reason, and that's how we get maybe John Cena to become face because of Cody Rhodes?
Probably not.
Just trying to think of all possibilities.
Because
how do we get
Because
face John Cena back.
Because if Cody goes heel, it would prove Cena right, which would prove The Rock right, which would make Cody Rhodes no better, even worse than John Cena, because you basically lied to your fans.
That's true.
I think we get Cena beating Rhodes, Cena beating Orton somehow, Rhodes beating Cena maybe around SummerSlam, and then we get the Orton heel turn on Cody Rhodes tied in together somehow. But Cena with the loss to Rhodes maybe at SummerSlam, I think that begins his road to redemption.
You know who could?
And he ends it out.
You know who could actually bring John Cena back as a face?
Karrion Kross.
Either Karrion
I'm
Kross
just talking shit.
or CM Punk.
Yeah.
Because nobody tells John Cena about himself better than CM Punk.
CM Punk, that's right.
True.
Good point. Not
And
human being.
I don't feel like nobody else will have the balls to say to him what he knows, because, you know, him and Punk have history. And there's so many things that Punk can say that only CM Punk can say to John Cena that will get him under his skin.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. A lot of possibilities in these 8 months, gentlemen.
Man.
If it's 8 months, we've we've opened up the theory that this is all a lie.
It's the asterisk marks on that.
Right.
Well, brothers, this has been a fantastic conversation.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed this so much.
Yeah.
This was actually WrestleMania on a podcast for me.
Facts.
Man, yeah, this is something y'all can listen to on a highway, on a road trip. If you on your way to Las Vegas, like, man, these brothers breaking down some WrestleMania. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And shout out to the wrestling historian. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Juve. You know, taking it back.
Oh,
Giving us some
yeah.
history lessons. Appreciate that. But man, this has been very enjoyable. Mr. Bobrix, you know what to do. We're about to play the outro music. We need to get this show on the road. About to close out. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bobrix. Thank you. Yeah, well, that's it. We went through the entire card. Man, 3 hours and 30 minutes of fire. Of fire. Critical thinking fire. Some iron sharpening iron, so to speak. So that's what we did. I had a great time.
I had a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dallas, appreciate you coming through, answering the call. This is where we pass the mic. Let the people know where they can find you at, my brother.
So, Dallas Cash, representative and the host of the Humble Roses podcast. Please follow me on Twitter at King Dallas Cash, Instagram, the Humble Roses Pod, and that is also my email, so the Humble Roses Pod at gmail.com. So if you don't have social media, reach me by email. Facebook, Dallas Cash, TikTok, the Humble Roses Pod as well. Culture Clash Network. Like I said, we're doing great work. Shout out to Marks with Mikes. They just had a show same time as we did, so they're killing it over there. Sports for You, DWE, Townhouse Media. We're all one big family. Make sure you follow Devin, the Tribal Chief. Make sure you follow Juve, the Grandsire. Follow everybody. We're here to make Pro Wrestling Podcast the people's podcast, the people's choice.
Thank you, brother. We had a great time.
I had a blast.
Man, we definitely gonna have to do this again. Definitely
Yes,
do this
please.
again. Juve, the grandsire, my brother from another mother.
Indeed.
Let the people know where they can find you at, my guy.
Hit me on, I still say Twitter. Hit me on Twitter and the Instagrams at Juvie Desai, JuviDesayuno. Shout out to my cousin Jordan. You gotta say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Shout out to my cousin Jordan, my partner at The Hard Camera 5. Check us out at The Hard Camera on IG. And you know, like Dallas said, man, it's about the love of the art form. It's not about just hot takes. It's not about just headlines and awful comment sections. There's a love here. There's critical thinking here. This is an art form that we are dissecting and looking at every route of. So yeah, get in and dig in and enjoy. It's for the love of it all. Thank you again, Dev, for having me. Dallas, this was great rocking with you. This has been an incredible night. Happy Mania weekend. Whatever you do it safely. Whatever your favorite snack is, whatever your vice is, just do it safely. Do safe things, make safe decisions. I mean,
yes. Thank you for having me, Devin. I'm very grateful to be part of this.
Yeah, man.
No problem. Yeah, I knew what I was doing when I got Dallas and Drew together. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those.
He said, man, I'm out of here. This one, we out of here. It's going to the moon.
Oh man. Once again, thank you for everyone coming through. If you want to find out all of our hot content, because we just don't do wrestling, we got trailer reactions. More trailer reactions coming too. We got some Fantastic Four. We got some Dead City from my brother from another mother. Johnny Autism gonna get ready to drop. Then we got future watch-alongs, SmackDown, of course, WrestleMania as well. And then you can follow all of our social medias. One Stop and Drop, the Bloodline ENT.com. For yo pleasure. And speaking for your pleasure, real quick, cop the merch. We got the merch on deck. We got a sale going on up to 35% off. We got coffee cups. We got t-shirts. We actually got hats too. And we got it right below. If you're in the YouTubical dimension, we got it right there for your pleasure. Or you can go to the website, because also we got beach towels. That's right. Get your hot cheeks off that hot sand. Protect your cheeks. I better not catch you lacking, because if I do, I'm going to call up my brother Geek. He's going to pop up at your house, because I'm going to give him the name. I'm going to give him the address. And he's going to say, why come you didn't get this beach towel? And you're going to close the door. As soon as you close the door, he's going to kick it open and choke you with the beach towel. He's going to strongly influence you to get a beach towel. I better not catch you lacking. Go and get it. The Bloodline ENT.com/store. For yo pleasure. This has been fun. That's Dallas down there. That's Juve right there. I'm Devin, the Tribal Chief. For yo pleasure. Mr. Barbarous, let's ride out. It is decided.
Now I gotta split.